Hello? Hello. Everybody, happy Saturday. A very good morning to you, or good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are. You join us here for another live stream, and today we're checking out a preview of iFly's jets, the 737 MAX. Now, I had a bit of an old ramble with this aircraft last night, and I gotta say, I was blown away by it, right? There's features on top of features. It received a little patch overnight, and well, hopefully the thing is going to start right. Last night I flew it in a very unconventional way, right? Today it's going to be a little bit different. We're on the ground here at Dublin Airport, Echo India Delta Whiskey, and we're going to ramble over to Shannon first, live time and live weather, and we're going to load in a flight plan, full IFR flight, and let's see how the Divil behaves itself. It is a preview build, it's not fully finished yet. I've no details on pricing or when the thing is going to be released, but I reckon very soon, considering the state it's in, right? And the fact that this Egypt has access to it, it's got to be soon, right? So welcome in. If you've any questions, do be sure to put them in. I went reading about the old 737 MAX last night, and yes, the aircraft, well, look it, there's all sorts of drama attached to this one. It was Boeing's answer really to what Airbus did with the A320 series, giving it the new NEO or the Neo variant. This was Boeing's answer. They wanted to keep the original airframe of their iconic 737, but they gave it the new LEAP engines, and this was all to do with like the leading edge thing, right? However, what they did, they actually moved the engines. These engines are much bigger, they're more efficient, they get about an 11% fuel saving, but by doing so they had to move the engines a little bit forward rather than having them directly under the wing. It also meant the ground clearance was less. So by doing so, they actually shifted the center of gravity off the aircraft. And to do so, they put in a new software system, Max, I think it is. We'll read up on it. With the idea being that the stall vanes would detect a stall, and then the software would take over and take it out of a stall. Tragically, this system failed at least twice, with two horrendous air crashes and, you know, a huge amount of fatalities. And it grounded the entire Max fleet for nearly 2 years. Since then, they've been recertified and they are now back in action. Most airliners are operating these aircraft now in the world, and iFly had a real challenge putting this thing together because we know they operated these, or they built these on other simulators. This is their first foray into Microsoft Flight Simulator, and yes, it might be late in the day, but based on what I've seen yesterday, it's an incredible aircraft, feature rich, and well, the study level, that's what we're going to aim at today to see, does the aircraft behave. Now, I've flown the NG quite a bit. I'm relatively comfortable with an NG, but with the MAX, there are a couple of differences. We have different performance, different kind of, all that jazz we'll get into. So our flight today, as I say, live time, live weather. The weather in Dublin isn't great. I've Navigraph here behind me on the screen. You can see the rain is kind of, if I was a weatherman, we have a lot of rain moving up this direction. You know, basically, if you go outside, you're going to get drenched. Right, but it's windy as well. So we're expecting a 10 right departure here out of Dublin, and it's a non-standard departure. So we're going to fly the extended track of the runway centre line, probably a right turn, and then we're going to go direct to Peleg, and that'll bring us down towards Shannon. It's a relatively short flight, but once you get down to Shannon, we might go back up the way or across the way and see how this thing behaves. The performance of the aircraft in the sim last night was very impressive in terms of the frame rate and how smooth everything was. I didn't experience any lag. Granted, though, I wasn't flying the aircraft based on its systems, so far as, you know, navigation, including that of our VNav support. So I'm going to have a look at it. I don't know what works. I don't know what doesn't work. So we're going to hop in and see what sort of, see what trouble we can get into. Even this morning, I found a couple of new features. I didn't know they were there. We have things like tie downs. We have the engine covers. We can even open the radome of this aircraft. And it has its own vehicles. You can see them there. That's not GSX. That's iFly's own, in which we can get the catering. We can get the doors open, services, you know, ground connections, friggin' air start, pneumatic. You can empty the jacks. Right, there's a lot of stuff going on with this airplane, which is pretty cool. In terms of liveries, we did catch it on the news over the last few days and weeks that they are working on liveries. They have a brand new LOT Airlines livery available. They have Delta, and they've one or two others, but I am expecting an absolute deluge of liveries for this aircraft. And it's gas. I was saying this last night as well. I mean, I was just, yeah, it's another 7.3. That's nice. You know, I wasn't looking at this project going, this is going to reignite my passion for flying Boeing aircraft. Because I gotta say, I mean, with all the changes to Airbus that we see in the sim over the last couple of days, weeks and months, I mean, Phoenix are absolutely kicking it. Anybuilds got a massive update to their A320 with the new AAU3 update. And well, we can see that, you know, the 380, that's getting exciting. And of course, a 350, 330 is on the way from Aerosoft. You know, there's a lot of stuff happening with Airbus. So to see something with Boeing, I mean, the last Boeing kind of news we had was, well, the release from PMDG of their 777, which is excellent. It's excellent, right? As are the NG series from the 737 from PMDG. But this thing is a little bit different. I don't know, lads. There's more going on. The sounds are some of the best I've ever heard. And the Max is it's Jesus, where do you even start? It's a very kind of, there's a lot going on.
Jesus.
There's a lot going on with this aircraft, and it does have nuances over the NG. And that was kind of one of the, compare it back to the real world, that was where one of the major issues kind of started. Boeing had this idea of saying, well, listen, let's just release another 737 with better performance, and the pilots won't need a check ride. They just, you fly a 737, here you go, here's another one. And that proved to be absolutely disastrous because they didn't actually include some of the training required, in particular when it came to the stab trim, to deactivate that. So when the MAX, or whatever it's called, MACS, or I need to come up with a name, when that all kind of came to through the evidence and the investigations, well, the pilots were not informed that they had to disable it in order to take control of the trim wheel directly themselves. So basically the plane would detect a stall, right? And it'll pitch down. It's supposed to neutralize the ailerons and the elevator, but it pitched down in order to, you know, counteract the wings from stalling. And that didn't work because the pilots couldn't regain control over it. As I said, there's loads of information there. Captain Joe did a great video on it. If you guys ever watched Captain Joe, he did a great video on it explaining how the whole thing works. I think it's like, you know, a 737 MAX and a bicycle doing a wheelie. He did a very good video on it. Highly recommend you go check it out. But we're in Flight Simulator today, and this is all about experiencing kind of, you know, the latest and greatest technology from Boeing,
of emotion.
and also that of iFly. As I said, their first foray into the sim. So I'm looking forward to it. MCAS system. Thank you, that country dad. MCAS, yes. Is the name people use. MCAS, that's the one. Thanks,
yeah,
lads.
baby, yeah.
So I'm known traditionally for, well, being a Muppet, but usually flying general aviation, a couple of choppers here and there, and a little dabble into the airliner stuff. I'd like to fly the airliner stuff, but it tends not to really fit around what we do. The low, slow flying, checking out the scenery and exploring. The airliner stuff, well, we get up high fairly quick, and then it's into the cruise phase. But with this aircraft, I just want to check it out, see how it behaves. I've Simbri floated in. As I said, it's a flight from Dublin to Shannon, so we're going to see how the thing behaves. It's not a review. I mean, the aircraft is not yet fully released.
When this baby
so,
hits 88 miles per hour,
we shall see what
you're
happens.
gonna see some serious shit.
We shall see what happens. Who's here anyway? Larry is here. Good morning. Larry's up eating the cornflakes in his pajamas. You're very welcome in. Naughty Gnome is in the house. Zith is here. Dragon, welcome aboard. Willow, how much? Great to see you. Mugga Tea. Sure, an owl mug of tea. Great to see you, man. Who else is here? MDA 009. Always nice to catch a live stream on the weekend. It's great to see you, man. I hope you're keeping very well. SK Sun is here. Mr. Scoo. Cyrus is in the house. Good to see you, Cyrus. Sir Campsalot, the man from Mongoshlon Nua. Welcome aboard. Energizer. Evening. No, wait. No, morning. Jesus, he says. Are we sure all the doors are bolted securely? Jesus, right. You can actually open all the doors in this thing. So if you saw the stream last night, you pretty much got an idea of what we can do outside of the flying element, right? It's an experience. That's what we're after, right? So I'll go through everything again, but it's pretty cool, lads. It really is. Now let me see. Argyle, good to see you. B. Carlo is in the house. B. Carlo, did you get that tree off your house after? You were busy with that. Why Yes is here. He says, grand of you, Murph, to stream this early in the day. I forgot it's Saturday. Right, brilliant. Now, we won't be on all day because I know Ali is going flying soon, so we'll be catching up with Ali a little bit later on. The Danish pilot, a very good morning to you. Hope you're well. Howling Crazy, welcome in. Who else is here? Look, Goofy, welcome in. Let me see now. Skyline GTR. It's a great name. Great car, right? Zybak Doc calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. I hope you're keeping very well indeed. Happy Saturday to you, my dude. Flight Plan fan. Welcome in. Who else is here? Look, Jesus is busy. Muse fan is in the house. Happy... No, he doesn't. No, he does. He says, how he is his mad joke. He says, happy Saturday. Good to see you, Muse. Hope you're keeping very well indeed. And the Flight Sim channel has redeemed. Yeah, baby. Good to see you, man. Larry says, cornflakes, more of a ready break. Ready break. Is it hot or cold? DeBlaze, welcome aboard. Tima is in the house. Hello from France. Well, bonjour. Good to see you. Oz Flight Simmer is here. Good to see him, my dude. He has subscribed.
Look at this big eaters.
He has subscribed for 35 months. Oz Flight Simmer, thank you very, very much indeed. A content creator extraordinaire that needs absolutely no introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. Lads, do be sure to check out Oz Flight's YouTube or Twitch channel. He's streaming on both, and just incredible content. Oz he's one of the... We need a name for them. What was the name given to, like... What was that movie? You know, like the original. Do you know what I mean? He's like the original people.
Hello there.
The OGs. You know what I mean? That'd be Oz. But you're very welcome in, and thank you so much for all the support. 777 Driver is here. Good to see you, man. Hope you're keeping very well. Scary Wolf is in the house.
Allow myself to introduce
Myself.
myself.
Larry says hot milk goes in it with a drizzle of honey. Jesus, Larry, that's sophistication, right? That's sophistication. Is it released yet, says Skyline? Negative. Not yet released. But let's see what happens. B. Carla says the tree is still on the house and the crew got behind at another location. They'll be here in about 3 hours. They'll remove the tree in 3 hours. Right, sound. Ollie, good to see you. I heard honey. Were you calling me? Pass the honey. Here's some sugar. Give me the milk, cow. Imagine that at the dinner table, or breakfast table for that matter. Sweet lamb of Jesus. Right, now let me see who's here. We're on YouTube as well. Welcome in everyone on YouTube. Let me see, Davis Ebert is here. Hey Davis, good to see you. The Country Dad, of course. WB1990. Johnny Mitch, good to see you. El Papino is in the house. Gary Moore, good day. Willie VR is here. Tom Sue, you're very welcome aboard. Who else is here? Farido Chemo. Or is it Farado Chemo? Welcome in, man. Who else is here? Medic24 Life. 5:30 in the morning stream. You're up before your breakfast. Get the coffee into you. But right, Jerry Armstrong, good to see you. Jacob is here as well. Aviator Alex, good to see you. He says, when does the preview start? Now. Jeez, right, give us a second, will you? I had to, I have to collect my thoughts. There's not many, I promise you, there's really not many thoughts in this head. But listen, let's see what happens. Toto is here, good to see you. Exos, good morning. And Muttley is here, very good morning to you as well. Shall we jump straight in? I think so. I have to press a button, turn off that, turn off this, and here we are, friends. Right, now, turn my microphone around. So here we are with the 737, and we're live weather here in Dublin. And it's horrendous, isn't it? But sure, we this is where we live, so we can't do much about it. Now let's have a look at our flight plan. Navigraph. And I'm just using the weather overlay. You can see we're going to be dealing with all sorts of drama with rain and mist and everything else. This, of course, is all coming in from the friggin' hurricane stuff that bashed the United States out of it. It's making its way across the Atlantic. And they're telling us next week, once all this weather system clears, winter is coming. Right? Seven hells, cat. All the weather's going to be coming in now from the north for next week, so expect things to get freezing. But at the moment, this is what we're looking at. So our flight today, we're on the ground here at Dublin. I can't remember where I parked it. Let me see. We're on 318 left. So our plan is it's going to be a 10 right departure. So our pushback, and the aircraft has its own pushback. I need to test that, see how it works. We're going to go out onto the links. We'll probably go up onto Foxtrot Outer. We'll hang a left here over Mike and then Whiskey. And then it's going to be down the Sierras for a 10 right departure. After takeoff, we're going to fly runway heading, extended line, and we'll turn down to the right-hand side. That'll bring us over kind of Bray, Arklow, neck of the woods, and then we'll go direct Peleg. Then we'll have Deegan. We're going to be using Ulster, and then it's in on the Deegan 2 Echo arrival into Shannon Airport, and currently it's giving us runway 06. If we have a look at the runways, let's have a look at Dublin. So we're not going to use the 16s. They do this the odd time. They use these 16 and 34 But that's put savage pressure on the controllers because, as you can imagine, Dublin, very similar to most other large airports now, it has parallel runway operations. However, if they start using the 1/6 runways, it changes the laws of physics. So we don't need to worry about that. 10 right is our departure. It's giving us a crosswind element of some 12 knots bouncing off the nose with a 6 knots headwind, which is fine. Getting down into Shannon then, if we have a quick look at the airport down there, let's have a look at the runways. So runway 6, 22 knots blasting us out of it, which is not going to be healthy at all. Runway 24, if we flew straight in, it's about 2 knots. The wind is it's marginal, so this could change during our flight. We'll keep an eye on it, right? We'll keep an eye on it. Willie says, actually, you're getting one direct that missed us and going towards Europe. Watch out. You got slammed here in NC as well? Really? Jesus. Corsair Slayer, welcome aboard, man. They use 1/6 and 3/4 when the crosswind exceeds 20 knots. Right, okay. Let me see. Toto is here and he has subscribed 24 months. Happy 2 years to you, my guy. Thank you very, very much for all the support. Right, lads. So, what have I to do? Oh, yeah, I have to do one of these. So that's what the flight is going to look like on paper. Now, whether or not the aircraft will accept this, we just don't know. So here is the aircraft in its raw, unprocessed state, you know, and it's very, very nice, lads. So on the ground here at Dublin, and you can see all the ground clutter and equipment. Some of it is the default to Sobo, in which I can probably remove this to make things look a little bit better. Hang on a second now. Let's see here now. So the ground power unit. So if I get rid of the tug and the pushback gadget. There's the tug gone. Hang on, we get rid of the GPU as well. Ground power unit. That looks a bit better. That's the aircraft sim tool gadget remover. Right, you can buy that. And you can have control over certain elements. So looking down at the aircraft itself, right? Well, you have all these options. Look, isn't it very pretty? We can open up the radome. Look, that's a nice feature. And like the detail that we saw yesterday, it's very, very, very detailed. It's really, really nice. Like, I mean, the tires look absolutely spot on. The wheel assembly, they're Michelin tires. Look, it's like kind of everything. If you get super up close and personal to it, you can see a little bit of the textures bleed off. But I mean, I think we can all agree, like, that's the front wheel of the aircraft. It's fairly bang on the money, isn't it? Even have a bulge on the tire there where it's sitting on the weight, right? Brilliant. So if we have a look up here, look at the decals. Like, look at the clarity of the decals. Isn't that very good? Boeing Company, Seattle, USA. Look, not deadly. What else do we have here? So the main gear assembly, a couple of lights thrown on there for good measure as well. And we have all these tie downs on the stall vanes, the pitot vanes, all that sort of jazz. We'll go into the aircraft now in a moment. The likes of the stairs, so this is all part of the aircraft as well. And there's a number of different vehicles that we have, you know, which is pretty cool, right? Smudge, welcome in. And again, look at this ingestion hazard. Look. So basically, if the engine's running, do not get anywhere near this. Connection lost. Look. That's not like Microsoft Flight Sim to do things like that at all. But you can see they're talking about an ingestion area because this is where this massive LEAP engine is sitting. And 10% or 11%, roughly 11% fuel saving, and it gives you an awful lot more power. And do you ever see this design towards the rear of the engine, the nacelle? Do you see this mad kind of a design here? Well, NASA developed that. And what it does, it actually breaks up the way the airflow goes around it, right? And by doing so, it reduces turbulence and it actually aims to reduce drag, making the whole thing a little bit more efficient, right? So, and again, it's modeled beautifully, look. And all these covers are all there. We have a button inside the EFB to remove all of these. And you can see from the textures, like, I mean, it's on the ball, isn't it? It really is. Beautiful, shiny, reflective. And the modeling here is absolutely top notch. And even underneath the wing, where, you know, on a lot of aircraft, I won't say they tend to kind of skip on this, but the detailing here, especially when it comes to, you know, the slats on the leading edge, like, you can see the individual friggin' hinges move. It's done very, very well. Sorry, Ollie, it also reduces noise, something fierce. These engines are quite quieter, there's a word. They're way more quiet than the standard CFMs. But yeah, like, the detail is beautiful, isn't it? Wing vortices, the breakers, what do they call them? Just the fins. There's another name for that stuff, isn't it? What else do we have? So down across the cabin as well, you'll notice even the blinds, they're all kind of different. They're set to auto. So these just kind of move in their own free will depending on who's in the aircraft, which is a nice touch. Because that's something I noticed flying in America a lot. The blinds, they tend to keep them down. Winglets, yeah, that's the one. They keep the blinds down only because, well, the friggin' heat, right? It gets very hot on the ramp, naturally. So with some of the equipment I have connected, including the lav, well, it actually connects to the aircraft and there's doors here. And again, this is pointing back, lads, to the level of detail that iFly have done with this. Right? It's just, there's a lot of detail gone into this. And, you know, I'm super excited over it. Super excited over it. It's amazing what the little details kind of do, you know? And then we have all sorts of options as well. We have a double skid plate on the back of the aircraft. We can actually change that if we wish. And what else do we have? What else do we have? Looking on to the main where the elevator is. How they remove this? I mean, right? Hang on a second. I'll just climb up there and remove this fella. So it's a cover. It's another tube cover. And then just look how the look at that tail fin. Look at the detail. Can you see the modeling and the texture work? Isn't that absolutely incredible? Like it's 3D. Like it's not just a flat kind of a thing. Look. Isn't it done very, very well? It's cracker. But again, if you see anything kind of weird or wonderful or broken, you know, they're still working on it, lads. Do you know what I mean? So anything we find, we'll do our due diligence. We'll let the developers know, hey, we found a thing. And no doubt they're going to get working on it. But it is a beautiful aircraft. Even the vehicles they have, like the caterers and all that kind of jazz. Like if you don't have GSX, this should be sufficient, you know? We also have, that's like the antenna unit here. I think that's for your Wi-Fi. They've added that in. So again, it's just done really, really well. Now, if we just kind of appear ourselves in towards the cabin, shunk. Well, welcome to the cabin, right? And we you know, we can mess around with an awful lot of stuff in here. We can change the lighting. We can really mess around with stuff, which is beautiful, right? This is for Flight Sim 2020. So what they're saying is the developers, like almost all developers, they don't have access to Flight Sim 2024 yet, especially the SDK. So they're saying, look, this will come out on Flight Sim 2020 first, and they're hoping what they want to do is just do a free upgrade to 2024, but they don't fully know what's involved just yet. But that's what they want to do. So it will be coming out on 2020 first. So as we move up and along here, see all the overhead bins? We can open these. I'll show you this now in a few moments, but we can actually open them. And the window blinds, we can open and close those as well. And from the economy area of the aircraft, and depending, this is the Dash 8, right? The Dash 10, which I think is still, have they launched the Dash 10 yet of the Max? That can hold something like 230 passengers, which is up from like 170 passengers. And it's about 10 meters longer than this one. 30 feet, right? So yeah, Ryanair, you know, Michael O'Leary is looking at this saying, well, Jesus, I'll fit at least another row of seats in this, right? But you can see the details and everything's very new and fancy. Electrical components, right? Media units. And well, there's no telly in there, but there's definitely media units put in. And then we move up towards, you know, where I sit on planes. Yeah, right.
Hello there.
You know, the premium area, be it first class or business class or whatever. And there's even click spots here that you can actually pull out the tray tables. It's done very, very well.
Yeah,
right?
baby, yeah.
Colin Matter, good to see you. Welcome in. And who else is here? Don Maldi. Thank you for the follow.
Oh, Jesus.
So other things we can see, there's computer screens we can manipulate up here for the cabin crew, and that's changing things like lighting and all this sort of jazz. And what else? You might be getting some screen tearing inside in the flight deck. Don't mind our pilots here now. I don't know will they disappear in this view. This is the drone camera, so don't worry too much about textures. They'll always sharpen up when we're in the actual aircraft. But you can see from it, like, look at the size of the screens. And that is the new avionics that they popped into this machine, right? Talking about the MCAP system, that's the gadget here. You know, as part of the procedure, if the aircraft hits a stall, you can actually disable the whole thing, cut it out, and you have full control over your trim wheels, right? Godzilla says, looking a lot better than PMDG. Yeah, it certainly with some of the textures, but to be fair to PMDG, I mean, their aircraft is what, 4 years old now, or 3 years old? You know what I mean? So this is brand new shampoo, and it's not finished yet. So you're going to see And of course, iFly have the advantage of knowing what the competition has already done. Do you know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. We do have EFBs. They're very, very functional, so we'll have a mess around with those. And of course, like little things like opening up the radome. It's just class, isn't it? It's just class. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the aircraft into a state whereby, well, we're going to start putting in our flight plan. We're going to get ourselves ready for departure, and then we're going to fly it to see how it behaves. On the ground here at Dublin Airport, well, as you can see from the weather, it is windy, there's cloud, and there's rain, and there's, well, it's a typical Irish day, isn't it? It's a typical Irish day. Live time and live weather. Now, there's nothing on Vatsin for me at the moment, so I'm not going to fly on Vatsin, but we'll see what happens when we get down the road in Shannon. See what the crack is there, right? So let us begin at the beginning, and welcome to the flight deck. Now we're in a cold and dark setup, and we do have some options over here, mainly with the doors I was opening and closing. When we look at our menu from the EFB, and again, this is subject to change, we do have some options now. If I put in, because I think I loaded these up this morning. If I horse in Dublin, for example, search, there's Dublin. It gives you the airport charts, and this is a feature that you know, a lot of the Boeing aircraft have. So yes, it gives us all the stuff we need to see. Now, can I show the range ring? Can I zoom into this? Let's move up or down. Let's move left or right. So how do we zoom in, lads? Is there a way we can zoom in? I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a button somewhere we can zoom in. But it's giving us, you know, airport maps. Is there a way to zoom? Oh yeah, here we are. Look. And what's important about these maps are, it's reading the sim data, it's reading it, and we can actually see all the stand numbers, all the links, all the taxiways and the runways. And this was reading, we'll put in Shannon for the crack. This was reading your sim, so you have to do a bit of loading. So there's Shannon Airport. We can do the same. Let's look at Shannon. So we're going to be hopefully arriving on runway 06. We ain't going to make Alpha. We'll probably have to go on up to the Charlies. Again, we can zoom in. So we go Charlie, Delta, and then down onto the main stand. And you can see the location of all the stands, which is super handy. Super handy. I don't know if you heard it, but PMDG identified the WASM bug. And no, I don't have a WASM debugger. So the soft locking WASM is gone, used in SDK. I've also found a fix for the Nano VG bug that was limiting clients to CPU-bound cockpits in dev mode. 13 weeks for testing for 1 minute of fixes. Yeah, so you need to check out the 737. Absolutely, Quart. Absolutely, man. Jesus, that sounds like great work. Mr. Koo says, Murph, the question is whether Boeing will still manage to deliver the first 737-10s in 2025, despite the setbacks. Boeing now thinks it'll be 2027, and in the meantime, it's still undergoing certification. So here's the thing. There are far more A320s in the mix now than there are Boeings. Airbus are delivering something like 100 aircraft a month versus Boeing's, 20. There's a huge difference between them. And of course you have, the public trust when it comes to Boeing. They're still, unfortunately, in the headlines for stuff going wrong. And when you look at Boeing, they're over 100 years in existence, right? What are they doing? Is it the corporate side? Are they trying to cut corners? Are they taking do you know what I mean? I still love Boeing only because, well, they're cool, right? But their Airbus are just doing better stuff. They're just doing better stuff. Gibbo flew on a Max. I think I flew on a Max as well. I think I did. Now, I didn't see any of the cockpit, but the seating area, Jesus, the room you have in them, they're absolutely incredible. Do you know? But anyway, we'll continue on here with a few things. So that's the airport map. Terminal charts, connecting to Navigraph. Hopefully this will work. I don't know, will this fire through a browser? It will. Connecting there and let's see what happens. Yes, allow it. And now we have our Navigraph put in. Isn't that handy? So again, we can put in Dublin, origin. We can put in Dublin. Search ident. There's Dublin. And we should be able to see use airports from FMS, or we can go through Navigraph. All right. Destination, we can put in Shannon. And let's hit complete. And let's see here now. Chart clip, airport, route setup, chart utilities, airport search. I don't know what this is going to show. Let's see here now. Route setup. Search ident. Dublin, right? Echo India Delta Whiskey. Search ident. Dublin. So how does one see? Show alternates. No. Right, complete that for the minute. So how do we show chart utilities? Use airports from FMS, use chart clip from EFB, or use airports. So that's what if we tell it? Well, we can't do that. Okay, we can't do that. Right, so maybe this isn't fully activated yet to get our charts on the screen. Maybe, maybe not. I flew on the max with Ryanair, didn't notice any better seating. Probably not. Tablet is not bad, but the cabin is a total immersion killer for the 7.3. Well, like, they're edit clip. Chart type, all. Origin. Yeah, I don't know if this fully ready yet. Do you know? But anyway, charts, that's where they live. Ident page. Let's have a look. EFB configuration, airport map database, 41,000 airports loaded in. Look, tail number, ID, that's all grand. So yeah, 737-8 MAX is the aircraft that we're with. Systems page, let's have a look. So we can see the doors. So I went into the doors. So we go back here now. We have failures. We have a save and load. So is this a flight plan? Load a flight plan. So where's it going to get this in from? Let's see. So save or load panel state. So I'm sure we can save all this. Load a flight plan. I wonder how we feed this more information. Again, this may not be fully finished, lads, so I'm not overly worried about it, right?
Hey, good buddy.
What else do we have here? So systems page. Yeah, get out of that for the minute. We've ACARS. So sim brief is already done. That's already set. So we go back. Ground support. So this is where we can connect all our stuff. So look, you have your electric, pneumatic if you want to appear it. Next page, there's a heap of stuff, look. Next page, so you can see here our forward air stair, the galley, bulk cargo is there as well. And then we have some options here. Look at our IDG stuff. Like, integrated drive generators. We can't use them yet, but these are options. Like, what? Also the pins. We can put in the nose landing gear. So let's just see, right? Let's set these.
Jules, have you been drinking? I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
So I told him to put the pins into the wheels, and you can actually see them now. Look. See the pin in there? See the big red pin? So you can do all of these things through the tablet, which is kind of nice. And if I go back into the cockpit and say, right, remove those pins there, Jemima. Dish, and dish. Set that. Well, the pins be gone. Isn't that pretty cool? That's pretty cool, right? Right, anyway, what's on the next page here? So the safety cones, reflective safety cones. That's them fellas there. So we can remove all of these, right? And also all the covers. Check this out. So the pedos, the elevator pedos, like the probe, angle of attack, they're all there. And the radome, get all this closed. So we'll hit set. See the radome starting to close there just above or just over my head. And we've removed all the remove before flight. So it's pretty cool. You can really configure this aircraft to what you want, right? And that's page 404. So we're going to go back here now. We do have some doors open because we're still connected. But in terms of getting the aircraft set up, well, sure, we'll wait and see. ACARS again. So that is working. Oh, Jesus. Did you just delete it? Let's have a look. So sim brief, 107786, isn't it? 107786. And we shall... I don't know how you enter this. Set. Alright, okay, that looks good. Right, okay, initialize flight. Don't know what this does, but sure, we'll see. It's been on hold already. They're losing too many. The 797. 797. Jesus. Right, we'll do this the old-fashioned way, lads. How's that for a game of soldiers? So, monitor our overhead here. We do have ground power connected, so we're going to go through our own major flow. So, standby battery and DC power. Bring it to life. And the sounds in this are incredible. Emergency lights, go ahead and arm. And close the flap. That's looking good. We're also going to turn on our logo lights, and our anti-collision light can come on here as well. We're going to flip the switch for ground power. All right. Go ahead and get our electric pumps turned on just for the sheer crack of it as well. And we do have a lot more going on the overhead. All of this stuff actually works. Look, all the audio, and you can adjust volume. That all works. We're going to come on over here because I want to turn on the IRSs. So we're going to say nav mode and nav mode. I have it set to like short, so 2 minutes, that'll do us. Or you can set it to real time. It'll do real time. All that jazz is there. The leading edge flaps and also our slats, that's all tested and looking good. These are quite loud, but we'll test them anyway. So our airspeed, max speed. That works. Stall shakers. They're working as well. And we can see this broadband system. Now we can't use it, but on or crew only. Never knew they had a crew only, right? So yeah, it's kind of nuts, right? What else do we need to look at here now? So yaw dampener, that's going to stay off. Navigation, so that's all our main units. We're leaving them alone as default. They're all set to normal. Coming down the road here, we will put on our aft fuel pump because we will be starting up that APU. Moving across, let's have a look. So the battery bus, we can see the DC volts, and if we look at our ground power, that's looking good. Generator is going to read 0. APU is going to read 0 because we're just on ground power. Cabin and utilities, put them on. All this is going to come on now, so our passengers have stuff in the back. And if you have a look, you can open the little flap, right? And let's have a look here now. This is us in our little seat here, just to see what's going on. Can't do much with the with this kind of jazz, but if we do move forward, look. These panels now come alive, and see the way we can set these to open or close automatically, or we just leave them on ourselves, right? So you have full control over it. So if we have a look here at the passenger seating area, we can put in ground service. That's where we're currently at. Boarding. So these are all like presets. You see the lighting. We can change the lighting. We can change the color to this beautiful blue, or indeed we can just use normal white. Passenger services, IFE, in-flight entertainment. Turn it on. Maintenance area, don't know what this does. Don't think it does anything. So if you look at the in-flight entertainment, I wonder now will this power up some of the screens. I never tested this yet. Unlikely it will, but you wouldn't know your luck, lads. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's nothing I can see there on the screens. But this is what I'm talking about, the tray tables, look. That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Isn't it brilliant, right? And of course the bins. Yeah, your luggage bins. Do you know what I mean? You can open up all this stuff, which is friggin' nuts, right? You kind of have to... The click spots are a little bit funny to get to. Naturally, you just want to be... You know, you don't open it where your head is. But, like, they've even modelled the friggin' latch moving. If you look there closely, it's like... It's not just, okay, drop the thing. Look at the latch move, look. Like, that's ridiculous levels of detail, isn't it? The reading lights don't work. There's nothing here I can interact with. However, the no smoking and fasten seatbelt signs, they work. They're all connected. So when I turn them on inside in the flight deck, they'll turn on out here as well. Other things we can mess around with. So there is lavatories. There's jacks, right? There's 3 of them. And let me see. CS, welcome in. I'll show you this now, look. So if you want to have a look at the old jacks, lads. So here's the jacks, right? You can't flush it, but you can open up the lid. Ladies, we can put this up and down. They're going to be delighted. So they have modelled it. And again, even the lighting in here, it's done really, really well, isn't it? But yeah, there's no flushy button that, you know, you'll hear that sound, right? And then get into the cockpit. They have this little panel here, but we can just open the door. Now, I don't know, is that modelled? Is that modelled? No, it's not modelled. Okay. So we'll close that door. We'll just jump back into where we were. And, well, let's see what the aircraft is going to start doing. So we need to do a bit of work here, right? So let me see. Electrical systems are running. That's what we want. I'm not going to bother with packs. Well, we can turn on the packs if you want. Oh, no, I need pneumatics for that. Right, so come down here and let's go for the APU, shall we? Let's go for the APU. Also, the circuit breaker lights. You can actually change the angle of where those lights are moving. Nuts, right? Nuts. Loo review, right? Right, so let's have a look. So the no smoking is on. Seatbelts, auto or on. And as I said, look, if we look up now onto our overhead, you'll see that the seatbelt and no smoking lights are illuminated. So they do work. Everything's kind of, you know. Right, okay, so yeah, we'll get this APU up and running. So I do have a fuel pump is already on. We're going to put power into our APU. I don't know, should I get a low oil pressure light when we turn on the gadget? Because there's no gauge here I can see. But we're going to go for a start in the APU. Press and hold, and that should be now starting up. If we have a listen to outside the aircraft. Screw down to the back. Just have a listen. You see a heat blur already. Great sounds, lads, isn't there? Like, it's just nuts. So APU be running. That's the wrong button completely, Murph. There we go. Jump back into the cockpit and let's carry on. So if I want to have a look at what system is at play here, well, let's look at the systems. And that's hydraulics. Now I'm unsure, how do we get the APU to appear there? Weather map. Stick that on. It's on auto, but we'll see what happens. Squawk doing squawk things. We'll just put on a makey uppy squawk. 4162, sure. 4162, and turn that on. All your communication stuff, again, see, you can move everything, activate everything. It's done really, really well. It's easy to see. And then you can see your communications panel. And let me see. Did you hear that? Can we adjust the volume on that? Okay, probably not. PA is there, cabin, and of course our main VHF. We can also put in our nav stuff in here. That'll probably come up in the main screen. Weather radar is there. We'll play with that. I don't think it works, but we'll play with it. Right, a couple of tests. So that's engine. Now let's have a look. So we want to do a fire test. Where's the APU fire test? That says in-op. APU detection in-op. Okay. That works. Let's go for the engines. Looking good. So that's all looking fine to me. Test light here. Is your cargo? All the sounds they're all accurate. Grizzle, that was your alarm clock. Good morning, Grizzle. How are you, man?
Hello there.
While we're here, we're going to put our anti-skid onto rejected takeoff. And you have a couple of settings here. Brake temperature. You even have a tire pressure warning. A tire pressure warning, lads. Friggin' nuts, right? And well, we can see hydraulic lines. See the gear, right? So we can see all of that. And that's like, you know, systems. What else do we have? Recall is clear. That's grand. Information regarding the engine. So N1 and speed references. It's all there. So that's pretty cool. If you do see any kind of weird tearing, I'm using frame gen. Right. So is MSFS down? I couldn't tell you, Tricks. I got in and I saw a couple of warnings coming up. But let's see what happens. Ground proximity. So we can test this. Weather fail, terrain fail, okay. Ground proximity, we can turn all this stuff off if we wish. It also has a RAS system. I'd be interested to see if that works. So we'll get some lighting turned on here as well. You can adjust the pedals, look. You can adjust the position of the rudder pedals. Lads, you can move the rudder pedals. I mean, where would you get it? Also though, all your main oxygen. Do a test on these, and there's a few of them. We also have a jump seat down here if we wish. And the animations are pretty, they're done really nice. Another oxygen test over here. In terms of like the emergency rope or emergency panels, they're not modelled, but sure, you're not going to use them. Oxygen stuff is working. Put away the chair. Great work, chair. Great work. Fire extinguisher is there. She's in the green. Is that a click spot? No. I'm after opening the door. Balls. Back in here now. We'll fix this, lads. We'll fix all this now. I've just opened the door because I'm an idiot. Yep. Yeah, it tells you when you're close. Yeah, RAS, runway alert awareness system, or something like that. You know, approaching runway 10 right, 4,000 feet remaining. You never hear them? So there's the catering man. Close the door, please. Like, they have it done to a fine art. Even see how the door slows as like the air and the friggin' hydraulic ram catches it, right? Anyway, what else do we have here? There's a little pressure warning here as well, which is good. Temperature, the whole lot. Safety pin. Can't do that with it, but it looks, it's there. It looks the job. Right, we continue on with our endeavours. What else were we doing here? Well, I suppose we'll go into our setting up the aircraft. Now, APU is running. APU bleed will be turned on. And APU generator 1 and 2. And we should get the packs on now. Alright, so the aircraft is now up and running. Continue on with our fuel pumps. Now, I haven't figured out the weight and balance element of the aircraft yet, so we're just going to put it in here for the crack. And then I'll see what we can do when it comes to importing our flight, right? So these should be independent. A-cars hold. Let me see. Cancel this. A-cars. No. A-cars hold. No. Right, FMC. Nav data. Summary or nav options, DME update, VOR update, GPS update, sound. Back to index, what else do we have? Ident. So we'll do our position initialization. Reference airport is Dublin Airport. Pop you in. Go to our next page, we're going to grab this from a GPS. That'll align our IRSs. Next page, yeah, they're all reading. So we'll go into our route. It automatically copies and pastes over, which is great. We're going from Dublin over to Shannon. And I'm going to put in this flight plan manually. Aircraft, we're flying with Firefly Air 235. Go ahead and pop you in. Runway we're expecting is going to be 10 right. And flight plan request. Let's see, can it do this? Because I have it connected to SimBrief, I just wonder, will this load everything in? So I've just requested that. Let's see what happens. There we go. So it says Route 1 uplink is ready. Well, let's go in and activate it. So loading. So let's just make sure all this pops up the same. So it's going to load in our flight plan. Dublin to Shannon, that looks good to me. Activate that, and let's go into our performance. So this is where our weights and balances come in, right? Transition level in Dublin this morning I think is 6. Gross weight, we can click this automatically. Fuel on board is 14.9. Let's go with that, 14.9. Zero fuel weight is good. Reserves, horse it in at 1. Our cost index, that's been taken over from SimBrief. Cruise wind along the way, it's going to be 193 at 31. 193 at 31. That goes in there. What else do we want? Top of climb, outside air temperature. Will that come in automatically? No. Will that come in automatically? No. So top of climb, it wants outside air temperature. Minus 40. Oh, sorry. No, we're not going that high. Minus 28. That looks good to me. Transition altitude is looking good. Next page. Time error tolerance. These are all your performance limiters. Let's just execute that. N1 limit. I'm not going to derate the aircraft. We're going to give it maximum power on takeoff. So leave all that alone. Flaps position is going to be set to 5. Our center of gravity we should be able to pull in. That's going to give us 6.41 on our trim. I heard the gadget move. 5, 6 and a bit. So it's set our trims for us automatically. And we should be able to verify that on our flight controls. Let's not worry about that just yet. That looks good, that looks good. What do we have here now? Our V speeds we can now activate. 146, 147 and 156. Alright. Now I always tend to set this at about 200 knots. That's just, you know, what I do. So we go 200 knots. Flight directors, left and right turn on. Reset our baro to non-standard. We're 29.77. If we put that into old money, into hectopascals, move that across, should be giving us a pressure of 1008 hectopascals, so we'll go with that. What else do we want here? VSD. Ooh, look at that. We have VSD on this thing. Nice. What else do we want here? Traffic, leave it alone for the minute. Our plan is there, but let's go into our flight plan and make sure this is all done all right. So, departure and arrival, let's put this in. Departing out of Dublin on 10 right. We're on the Peleg. So, is it Pesset or what is it? It's just direct Peleg. So, it's a non-standard departure. So, we're going to execute that. Go back to our index. We'll put our arrival in. We know we're on the Deegan 2 Echo. And we're planning ILS runway 06. Transition, it's Shan 1 or Shan 2. They're all the same. Let's execute those fellas. And if we look at our legs, so it's going to be direct to Peleg. That's interesting. Dublin departure, 10 right. It should be giving us 10 right and then kind of like a disco. It should give us a disco. It doesn't seem to be doing that. But look, it's fine. So it's going to be Peleg, and you can see our altitudes put in. I didn't put in my cruise altitude. Did you notice that? Transition, cruise altitude, it's already set, look. 20,000, flight level 20. So it does that automatically. Okay, Jackig, welcome in, Meg. Welcome in. That's pretty good. Yeah, you can open and close the toilet seat in this, yeah. It's nuts, isn't it? It's weird looking at all the glass, isn't it? It just is, lads. Get some panel light in here as well. Can we get these open? Yeah, windshield air, foot air, they all work. And again, we can adjust the rudder pedals. It's a neat little feature, isn't it? Right, okay, that looks good to me. This all looks fine. VNav, target speed, that's grand, 10,000 restricted. Engine out, RTA, max angle, max rate, target speed 266. Why not? Max angle. Okay, let's go with it. RTA, no, leave that alone. The hold menu, so we can enter holes. That's standard Boeing stuff. Route information, that's fine. ATC, nothing works. Program, or progress rather, and nav status. Now what about wind? Route data, right? Can we get the winds in here? Request the winds? It's requesting the winds, so let's see if this populates as well. If this works, this is super handy. So we requested some wind data. I imagine it pulls it in from SimBrief, right? I imagine it does. It does, look. Cruise wind uplink is ready. Alright. Load it. Winds request loading legs. Cruise wind uplink rather is loading. 194.33. Execute that. Alright. 194.33. That'll do. Alright, okay, so I think it's time to get ourselves kind of up and moving, isn't it? So our APU unit is up and running. Equipment cooling, don't worry about that at the minute. That's all looking good. Yaw dampener, wait till we have engine start. Now, if we go into, they have this video screen as well, look. Video surveillance. I mean, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool. Right, get out of that. We want to system page and then the sim menu. And we're going to go into our ground support. And we're going to remove our chocks. We're going to disconnect the ground power. Disconnect the lab service. Next page. Disconnect the air stair. The galley trucks. Cargo. That looks all good to me. Make sure my parking brake is on. Parking brake is on. So we're going to set all this. Yep. Just my door left to close. So we'll go back to menu. System. Go back. Doors. We're going to close the door. Jesus, the amount of doors. Right, they're definitely closed, lads. They're definitely closed. What's this one now? Oh, the air stair. Do we have our own air stair? Oh, no, they're not. It's not modelled yet. Okay. Right, what else I want to do? Our pushback. So move towing lever and install towing lever pin. Remove. Okay, so can we do this? Straight line. So it's going to be straight out and we can put in the distance. I don't know. In meters? Bloody hell. 10, 20. Let's go 25 meters and see what happens just for the sheer crack of it, right? So put in 25, not 251, 25 meters. Start. Okay, so it doesn't have a little vehicle that drives up, unfortunately, but that's okay. Now make sure everything is here. APU gens are already on. Yes, ground power is off. And next thing is going to be a start on our engine. So packs back to off. And now it's going to be a push and a start as we get ourselves ready. Alright, so if I disengage the parking, well, the brakes are already off. Install towing lever pin, remove towing lever pin, and release the towing lever. Okay, oh, Jesus, right, there we go, we're moving. Okay, super duper. Line them up. Engine number 2. N2 coming up. Now the sounds on this are friggin' very loud, right? I never turn on my beacon. What sort of a muppet are you? Okay, there's 20%. Fuel coming in. Just have a listen to this, lads. And it's loud, right? That's all it gave us for our pushback. Just Ninja's here. Good to see you, man. Open the little blind here, Murph. There we are. Sounds are great, aren't they? Amazing. Right, continue on with our endeavours. So if we could start on engine 2, go ahead and get the generator online. Generator's looking good. What else do we want to do here now? It's going to be a start on the left engine. That's good to me. Left engine coming alive. The sounds are awesome, aren't they? Parking brake should be set, Murph. Will we turn that? Ah, we will, I say. Okay, there's 20%. Up you go. Have a listen in here. Roy, you're 100% right. These engines take longer to start up. Something to do with actually the shaft in N2 can actually bend. Funny enough, the heat will actually bend it. Yeah, the sounds are awesome. So yeah, the parking brake is realistic. You have to push down the pedals. Okay, we've got a good start on both engines. Go ahead, activate the generator. Go! APU we're now finished with, so APU bleed off. Get our packs back into it. APU unit itself off, and APU generator's off. Now I came across a bug yesterday, and let's hope it doesn't happen today. The engines will just cut out, which is weird, so we'll see what happens, right? Window heats, probe heats, trim air, leave it alone. This looks good to me. Taxi light come on. Runway turn off lights can come on. Strobes, leave them alone. Anti-collision's grand. Pressurization looks good. Speed looks good. Heading, we'll be going that of the runway heading. Activate our heading select mode. 10,000 is our initial. Usually in Dublin you get a stop climb of 9 or 1,000. Let's put that one in. And we'll do a flight controls test. So we're going to say flaps need to be set to 5. 1, 2. I think that's going to be set for 5. Look at the slats move, look. And like from outside the aircraft, like I need to show you this. Look at the friggin' detail on the slats and the flaps, right? So let's put everything back in. Look at the animation on the flap at the back and then the slats on the leading edge, right? Keep watching. It's just gorgeous. I mean, look at the detail, look. Isn't that something? So we'll get this view here and we'll set flaps 5 now, right? So there go the slats. Isn't that incredible? It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Right. Back in here, what are we looking at? So, that's 2, Murphy. Flaps 5 for takeoff. Rejected takeoff is set. We're going to do a flight controls test. So we're going to say elevator forward, elevator back, ailerons left, ailerons right, rudder left, spoilers full, and spoilers back. Okay, that's looking good to me. Don't think I can do anything in here. Our plan looks good. Let's see what happens, friends. I mean, it'll only go from bad to worse, won't it? I mean, it really will. Transponder, let's be having a look at you. Go ahead and test that. Map. Test. I don't think the weather is implemented.
TCAS system test OK.
GCAS is good. I don't think any of this stuff works. It looks beautiful though, doesn't it? Right, now let's see what happens. Can you show them night lighting and outside? Sure. So check out nighttime lighting. Isn't that pretty? And if we wanted it, like, we can put on the dome light as well. Isn't that pretty? And like, we can even adjust the circuit breaker lights. There's a little switch down here. You can actually move the position of the circuit breaker, which is done really well. In the main cabin as well for takeoff. So let's have a look. So it's all, well, it's all super bright at the minute, right? Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Look at that. If we wanted it, on up here, look. I should really set a button just to keep us kind of situated here, shouldn't I? Let's see. Let's see. Let's save that view. Right. Passenger services, lighting. So we can change this, forward zone or boat zone. So we can say, right, put the entry lights off. And let me see. Forward zone, aft zone. How do we change this to like blue? Takeoff and landing, right? So we have blue lights, but I want to get rid of the takeoff, landing. So like, you know what I'm saying? Lads, isn't that absolutely savage? Bit of textures bleeding in there. And we can also close the curtains, look. Right? Now they'll be open for takeoff and landing. I think we can do more here. I just need to figure out how the panel works. So let me see. Nighttime or sleeping in the forward zone and nighttime and sleeping in the aft zone. Check out the lighting now, look. Isn't that insanely good? Isn't it? It's gorgeous. When was the last time you saw something that looked that well? Right? First class. Yeah, they're big fancy pillows. Isn't it? It's like, it's class, like. Do you know? And the fact that we can control all of this, I love it, man. So takeoff and landing, set them up. And takeoff and landing, set them up. So that's, we're configured for takeoff and landing. We'll turn on additional lights on the ramp. Usually you wouldn't do this, but I want to show off all the lights that the aircraft has, right? Position and strobe and steady. Yeah. So these are all our lights on. Looking at the aircraft, the lighting is absolutely superb, look. And I see that beacon underneath. We can actually increase the speed of that. There's an option in the EFB. You know what I mean? It's done very, very well, isn't it? It's done very, very well. The lighting of the aircraft is, it's spot on, like. Right, runway turn off can stay on. See the way you have this flashing mode as well, look. Right? Get the birds out of the way! It's very, very good, right? Very, very good. Right, so get the landing lights off, get our strobes back to steady, and we're going to pop this back on to live time. So runway 10, right? That's where we're aiming for. So that's where I'm going to start taxiing to. So, let me see. As I said, I came across a bug yesterday. Park and brake is off. Bit of power coming in. And the sounds, right? Look at the wing flex. Look at the wings bouncing along there, look. Sounds are insane. Insane, lads. Okay, so we're going to go onto the... we'll go Foxtrot on the outers, and then Whiskey and Sierra. And I think we're pretty much set up. I mean, I hope we're set up. Let's find out, sports fans. I've no warning lights. There's nothing screaming at me. So I think we're good. Taxiing, it's a little bit giddy on that nose wheel. But again, it could be just a matter of it kind of wants to sync with your pedals and then it's good. You know what I mean? So what are we doing? Taxi light is already on. Runway turn-off lights are on. This is all looking good. Also, lads, hopefully it's raining in Shannon because the windscreen wipers work. They function properly. It's doing a weird graphical thing, trying to, you know, pull the water off the windshield. It's great to see that, you know. So flap sounds. Do you hear them? Right? No flap sounds now, bring them back in. Isn't it very good? Yeah, the detail they've gone into, it's absolutely incredible. Right, so flaps need to be set for 5. Foxtrot outer, we're coming up to link 4 here, and then it's a second left, and then out we go. So flaps are in the flaps position. Trim is already set. So I suppose, let's see what happens, right? Light up the old Christmas tree. Lights are looking good. Is it me or do the virtual cockpit textures feel a little 2024? I don't think so, man. I think these look really, really good. You can open the window as well. And you have the different sound. Isn't that mad?
Approaching 3, 4.
There's a RAS system. Right, strobes. We're crossing El Runaway. Yeah, it could be with frame generation, lads. If things are looking slightly, they look fine to me. Do you have the sound now that you're on a runway? I think Boris did the sounds for this, didn't he? It's bloody excellent, lads. So initial climb 9 or 0. And then, as I said, it's going to be tracking the extended runway center line. We'll peel off to the right and then direct to Pelik. The windows look a bit too tall. Look at these, look. And the sounds. Isn't that incredible?
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Absolutely deadly. It could be set to the, you know, your field of view and all that. Do you know what I mean? Alison Johnson, good to see you, Ali. Ali will be joining in a little while. 48 months. Alison has a mammoth of a flight ahead of her today. 8 hours, I think? Have the doors fallen off yet? Not just yet. Right, come back up to here. Strobes off. We're back in the taxiway. So we're going to taxi here. This is Whiskey 2, and we're going to turn right onto Sierra. All the way down then to 10 right.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
There's also a hidden click spot here. To see on your, like, for your compass aiming off, it's like an active pause. Right? Slam the brakes and listen. Did you hear that? Ooh. The sounds on this are just savage. Incredible. Isn't it beautiful looking, lads? Jesus.
Good day, passengers. This is your captain speaking. Captain Mallet Head is my name. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on board this Fireflyer flight today. If I can figure out the controls, because I have only previously done a few hours in a Cessna over awfully before this, we will be cruising at an altitude of between 500 and 40,000 feet at an airspeed close to stall speed. I really like those constant warning beepings up here, as they do help me sleep. It was a heavy night last night, so catching up on some seas would be nice. I would very much appreciate it if you could all keep it down back there. The weather looks dodgy where we are going, so I'm not even expecting us to land, but if we do, we will be absolutely behind schedule. I forgot to charge my Apple Watch, so that's to blame. If the weather cooperates, we should get a great view of the city. I will pull a few hard banks so you can get a great look without the wing being in the way. The cabin crew are overworked and underpaid, so only if they feel like it will come around to offer you a light snack and beverage. But there's no gin left, so just a heads up on that. In-flight entertainment will follow shortly after that, as I have my keyboard with me for a few sing-songs. Also, none of the toilets are operational. I think the first officer has destroyed them all, so I ask you to hold it in. I will be the one running through the cabin shortly, with the wig on giving high fives, so you can easily spot me. I'll have the tip jar out if you really want to reach our destination. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy this takeoff where I think I am Maverick, and we'll see what this puppy can do.
Now, right? Yeah, so those views outside, Fort Noob, it's good to see you, man. Hope you're keeping very well. These are all default views. This one here is kind of shagged. They need to fix that, but the rest of them, these are all default views you can cycle, which is very, very nice. Jesus, what's your speed, Murph? Right. Alright, we are approaching the active. Light them up. Continuous mode. Flashy lights. What else do we need to do? That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Alright, friends. It is time to blast off out of here. Sounds are excellent, aren't they? Flights in VR, good to see you, man. Man, did you hear the brakes? Ooh, that's another $100 Oz. Whoops. Grand, right? Totally fine. Right, a maiden IFR flight out of Dublin Airport, heading to Shannon. What is this machine going to do, lads? I mean, it'll either be great or it won't. Like, your guess now is as good as mine, right?
Approaching 10, right.
Usually, she should give us how much length is remaining. Alright.
On runway 10, right.
Hello there.
How good is that, right? This is the aircraft's RAS, yeah, it's built into it. Alright, hold position. Auto throttle. Arm that divil. Heading mode select. Is it runway heading? In there, you divil. There we go. Altitude looking good. V-speed will be armed. We will want to climb at about 2,200 feet a minute. This is looking good. That's looking good. Can I arm that? Do we arm the speed brake for takeoff? Jesus, I can't remember. Is there a takeoff configuration? Is there a takeoff configuration button?
I put the car in
I don't think so.
baby.
Jesus! Alison Johnson just gifted 10 tier 1 subs, look! Wasn't it Jesus? Did you see what she did? Ali, thank you very, very much indeed. Lads, if you had just got a tier 1 sub, thanks to the incredible Alison Johnson, well, do be sure to say thank you. Ali, that's insane generosity. Thank you very much. Right, cabin, we're doing a thing. Jemima, we're taking off. Sit down now and show up. Right, good, and good. Now, do we go for the over the wing view? Alright, power. 40%. Start the clock. Recall is good. Recall is good. Are we ready? Toga. Jesus. Airspeed alive. 80 knots. 100 knots. Here's the wind hitting us. Approaching V1.
V1.
V1. Rotate. Oopsie daisy. Whoop you tivilya. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. Gear indicates up. Speed set 200, altitude, and we're looking good. Autopilot. Flaps 2. Let's go 220 on our speed. Flaps 1. Oh, look at that view. Dublin, even in murky weather, you're only gorgeous. Slots in. Oh man, that's gorgeous. Okay, speed 220, passing 2,500 feet. Continue on the extended runway center line. The wind is knocking us off course here a bit. 35 knots, look, Jesus. Right, so we're going to spin over to a heading. Let me see. Let's call it 180 degrees. .180 coming in. I mean, would you look at the state? Would you look at the state? Look at this, lads. Ah, Jesus, though. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, heading now 180. Still climbing to 9,000. 6,000 is when we jump over to standard. 220 is looking good. Ramp it up a little bit. Let's go 250. We'll keep the constraint in place. Constraints on. That's okay. Let me see. Dial this down a smidgen. Let's go 1,500. Give us a shallow climb. Look at our profile here, look. Isn't that brilliant? Now, was that weather or terrain? It looks to be weather, doesn't it? Okay, our track is looking good. That's water, is it? So it was terrain we were looking at. Yeah, terrain, okay. Alright, 250, 6,000 feet. Let's go standard. Standard on 1. And standard's already set to 2, so they're talking to each other. Jays, look at the frame rate, lads. Holy crap. 80 odd FPS, like, do you know what I'm saying? Okay, continue on here nicely. Let's do a right turn. 270. Our stop climb is 900. Cruise altitude for today is 20,000 feet. Let's do a direct Peleg. So we're going to go on LNAV, VNAV. Doesn't like LNAV just yet. Keep the heading on. And we're just going to align ourselves direct to Peleg. We're not on an intercept heading. That's quite okay. Keep turning. Watch the speed. Keep returning. 300 is an intercept. LNAV is armed. It's banking correctly, and we can change the angle.
The car and swinger, baby.
Bring it back to... Jesus! Ali just... What? Speaking about banking, she just gifted 25 tier 1 subs. Jesus! Alison Johnson, the phone was in your pocket and you're at her rolling over it by pressing the button. Lads, you've just all received a tier 1 sub from Alison Johnson. Do be sure to say thank you. Ali, that's insane generosity. Thank you so much. VNAV, so that's taken over our speed. We've now passed 10,000. Lights off. Off, 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 off. And we're good. Seatbelts, auto. Now we should be on an intercept, which we are. Heading... Call it 305. This is beautiful. Flaps are in. This is all looking good. Rejected takeoff. Off position. Right, we've tidied up. Okay, we're good. So we're climbing all the way up to flight level 20, 20,000 feet, and we want to go direct to Peleg. Here is our magenta line coming back alive. It should catch this up. Alison, you absolute mad person. Over 800 now. 785 looked messy. That's insane support, Ali. Thank you very, very much indeed. Jesus. White Jedi, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Isn't it nuts? Okay, so its speed is holding 230 because we can see 289 once we get up to flight level 20. Here's a magenta line. LNAV is already armed. Heading is now turned off itself. The aircraft is flying itself. Nice. LNAV and VNAV are both doing their thing. Wonderful. So we're on the magenta line.
Hello there.
Zoom out a little bit. Top of climb is indicated. That looks good. When is the release? We've no release just yet, Alawala. Does this come with a HUD?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
It comes with a HUD. Check this out. Panel style. Multifunctional display. Where's the HUD? Autopilot, nav. Other systems. High altitude landing. Enable HUD. Enable the HUD. And there's our HUD. You want a HUD? We'll give you a HUD. That's handy, isn't it? Oh, look, you even have a filter for your HUD. Look at that. That's nuts. Passing 18.5. Speed is a little bit low. 26 on our VS. There's little old Ireland down there. That's looking out towards Baldonnel, actually. Look at the flex on the wing. Oh, lads, that's gorgeous. Look at that. The Stadia. Leveling off. Would you Adam and Eve it? I finally found a way to make the steerman hold a heading. No way! Is there an autopilot on that? That's a real handy quality of life. You can dim the screen. That's super duper.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, what about weather? I don't think there's a working weather radar. I don't think so. Right, we're coming up to Peleg. Hear the engine spooling back. Bloody brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so our top of climb, where was that now? Is it at Peleg? I thought I saw top of climb. Okay, right, we've passed our top of climb. Next up it's going to be top of descent. Can I pop these out without braking? Huzzah! Now that's pretty. And I can move this to another screen. Get out of town. Usually you couldn't. This can live on another screen, look. How cool is that? Look, I'll show you. Look.
Can I get a refund?
That's bleeding deadly. So you can actually appear that on another screen, look. That's incredible, man. That's incredible. Have they always done that? Are you sure, Monkey? Because I've tried that before and it's like, no. But anyway, Peleg. Well, there's Peleg, and then all crack is going to start breaking loose. So, an ILS for runway 6 down into Shannon. Let's go ahead and get some stuff. So, I want an arrival and an approach, an ILS 06. So, the localizer is on 105.9er. No, 109.5. Right now. ILS, there you go. So 109. No, you shouldn't be that. 109.5. There we go. Right, get up there. 109.95. Mode, VOR, GLS, ILS. 109.500. And up you get. Right, ILS frequency is dialed in. The course is going to be 56. Course 56. Over to our tablet here. Menu, performance, weight and balance, look, show landing. Okay, so approach, airport search, Echo India November. Runway is going to be 06. Condition, it's wet. Wind. Bloody hell. Let's see if we can do this. What's the weather? Wind in Shannon is 140 at 15. 140-15. Outside air temperature is 15 degrees. And QNH is 1001. Flap configuration, let's go flaps 30. Leave all that alone, leave all that alone. We can't calculate it. QNH 1001. Why can't I calculate it? Show en route. Reverse configuration. All operational. Oh, there's a pause. All operational. Flaps is good. Air AC will be on. Anti-ice off. Brakes will be medium. Non-normal. All flaps up, landing. Look at the non-normal stuff we can put in. Holy Jesus. Complete. Right. Landing weight. Oh, balls. What's this going to be? Estimated landing weight. 58,724. 58,724. VREF edition? VREF edition, lads. Any idea? Calculate. VREF edition is too high. Anyone know what that is? Oh, 5 knots. 5 knots. Calculate. En route landing data. VREF. Here's our V speeds. Landing distance 31. Jesus. Well, no, 19. We got 3,200 meters. So we can actually do all of this. Isn't that amazing? Show dispatch. Show en route. Show this. That's so cool, isn't it? Copy FMC data. Airport info. Calculate. Dispatch related landing info. What did you say the wind? 140 at 15. That's mad. Mad, I tell you. So here's Shannon when we need it. All right. Top of drop coming up. So she's going to want probably all the way home to 3,000. And let's see if it behaves itself. Let's see if it does this the way it should. Look at the view out the window, look. Jesus, look at the weather, look. Navigraph API should be there, right? So let me see. Let's go back. Airport map. Terminal charts. Airport search, chart utilities. Use airports, use chart clip from other EFB. For some reason, I don't think this is fully working yet. Does the tablet flip? I can disappear it if that's any help. Seamus, good to see you. Hey, Pfeiffer, welcome in. Yeah, I'm not sure if this works yet, lads. Yeah, possibly work in progress. Emergency lighting look for like headphone simulation. Not deadly, isn't it? What version are we on, Murph? New build got pushed out not long ago. I'm on 2.3, I think. It won't allow me update to 2.4. I had to reinstall it. But yeah, it's this probably needs an update since well, no, I updated since yesterday. Alright, we've reached top of drop. Look at the throttle coming back, so speed is starting to drop. I'm expecting us now, look at the nose going up. I'm expecting us now to start descending. So let's see what she's going to do. See the pitch starting to drop down, look. So it knows it wants 8,000 feet at Deegan. So the speed is going to drop to 250, and then I say the nose is going to come down. If we're going too fast, we will get add drag. There's the nose going down. Perfect. So it's following VNAV. Yeah, 2.4 fixes it. Thanks, David. Okay, so you get your charts now working on the latest build. Does the plane have a VNAV speed band? Where would I find it? This is kind of nice. Right, what are we doing for landing? Seatbelts? Like, smoke alarm in the lavvy. Bloody hell, lads. Open your blind. Why would you be in an airplane and close the blind? Ooh, look at that. Look at the clouds, lads. And we now have rain hitting us, look. And yes, the wipers work. See the rain, right? You can't really see it here. The wipers that do shag I'll use at this altitude anyway. I don't think so, no. I don't see the weather radar working. It should do it for precip though, would it not? Alright, heading on to Ulset. Give us 20 miles so we can see what's happening. And our speed is fairly lively as well, but we should be okay, lads. I mean, look at it. What a machine this is, right? Can we land into Shannon without causing an international incident? Your guess is as good as mine. A shameless plug. The man has no shame. All right, 16,000. We're still descending. We're getting rain here, all right. We will go approach mode in a little while, but at the moment the aircraft is behaving fairly nicely. And now, what altitude does it want at Ulset? It's not really telling me. We are descending. Do we need a bit of drag? Look at our speed. Bit of spoiler action here. See the spoilers, look at the animation of the spoilers, look. Beautiful. Got rain hitting the windows and everything, look. Jesus. Stunning. Right, we're in the soup. Spitfire RAF, good to see you. No spoilers. Speed. Oh wait, I see what you did. Ah, brilliant. Good man, Muse. Shameless is his middle name. Oh god, yeah. Spitfire, good to see you, man. Quart returns to portrait mode. I use that every flight as charts come in 2 formats. Ooh. Oh, as in turn the gadget. Yeah. Alright, let's have a look. Speed is... Well, we're trying to hold it. Altitude is going all the way down the road. 14,000 feet. We're too early for lights or any of that jazz. Isn't it only... Look at the reflection in the door, look. Now, I know it's on the ground or whatever, but, like, it's class. It's just class. Okay, so for landing auto brake, we're going to say auto brake 2. Flaps are going to be set for 30. And then, sure, we'll see what we can do after that, right? Too much glass, fog bound. Dude, I kind of like it because there's touchscreens on it as well. You know, I can go in here and mess with the engine stuff. See that? It's super duper. We can transfer these across, look. That's probably better, Murph. Keep your engines over here and your flaps. Fuel is good. 13.6 on board. Barrow don't need to change yet. Traffic is already on. It's a cool feature. Go into the cabin and click a certain... Well, I've already showed off the cabin. But look at this, look. Right? And they both work, look. That's ridiculous, isn't it? That's ridiculous, you know. Do the bins open as well? No. No. It's beautiful, isn't it? Right, descending 11,000 feet. We're at Ulset. Speed is looking still a little bit lively. I imagine we're going to be okay. Get our lights on. Just turn them all on. Continuous mode for the engines as we're coming into land. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the curtains is dead, isn't it? Lots more will work in 2024, yeah. Ryanair pilot said PF has engines on their side for the SOP. Ooh. One display for 2 passengers. Yeah, I thought that. It's weird, wasn't it? That's beautiful looking, isn't it? Alright, continue on. We'll hit standard at 6,000 feet. Sorry, we'll hit local Barrow at 6,000 feet. We're coming down to 10. We can see the speed constraints coming back online automatically. Look at that. I think we're a little bit high. Arm the speed brake. I'm going to take it out of a VNAV profile. Or should I? Like, Shannon Airport is off to our left-hand side. It's going to be over there somewhere. Jeez, look at the view. Look at the views. Beautiful. Autoland. Yeah, I think that it will have an autoland, I'm sure. Do we want to try it, autoland? One's in chat for autoland. Two's in chat for Murphland. Murphland. One to see an autoland, two to see an Egyptland. Everyone wants to see me land. New Intel desktops coming soon? Nice. Sorry lads, but the number two is overwhelming. Look at the rain bashing off the windscreen now, look. They even have the friggin' hand thingy holder gadget. Did I put the winds in for the, let me see, route data winds. Drag required. Drag coming in. So I'd say all the winds aren't working yet. And that's what I think. And there's a bit of drag. Our descent profile is having a bit of crack here, look. 8,000 feet. We're heading over to Turdu next. Then it'll be down to 3,000 feet. Man, look at the weather. Isn't that beautiful? Can't say it enough, with a very detailed aircraft. Seriously impressive. Isn't this one of the best airliners? I would think so. Yeah, the rudder pedal. So, like, this is friggin' nuts, look. You can adjust the rudder pedals. So if you're teeny tiny, do you know what I mean? Even the very tall have to fly. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? So drag is doing drag things. He's up there now, Jacinta. Oh yes. Oh yes. All the different view spots, like. Left turn coming in. Look at the state of that, though. I mean, Jesus, lads. Okay, we've turned onto our base. All right, how are we looking? 5,000 feet. Local barrel, please. All the way down to 3. Speed coming down nicely. First notch of flaps coming in. All right. Looking good. Let's go flaps 5. Look at that. Look at it. Night lighting. Briefly. Isn't it only gorgeous? Set ourselves up for night lighting. So takeoff and landing set. Takeoff and landing set. It's friggin' nuts looking. Right, flaps. Flaps 10 and gear. Here's our gear. Oh, look at the state. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. Approach mode. Approach mode set. Single channel. We're established. 40 knots hitting the side of us, lads. Jesus. We're literally going sideways. Look at that, we're sideways. The runway's over there somewhere. Bloody hell. Don't panic. Don't panic. Now we're single channel. Can we go autoland, please? 56, 56. 109, 109. Yeah, we're looking good. This is pretty. Oh, look at the wind hitting us. Jesus.
500.
2,500. We will kick this into manual mode. Glide slope and localizer is captured. We're fully established.
2,500.
Flaps 15. Spoiler armed. Well, speed brake. Auto brake set to 2. We're in the wet stuff. Why can't you? It's good to see you. We believe in you. I don't know about you lot, but that looks like... Hopefully we break down through the clouds. I mean, what our minimum's going to be here? It's a category 3 landing and like we can see nothing. We want flaps 30 for landing. Flaps 25. We're still on the glide. I think I can see a runway ahead of us. Through the gloom. Speed 150. Flaps 30. VNAV rollout. Auto land is set. Automatic landing. Landing 3. Yeah, she's the gods have taken over now, lads. Bloody hell, look at that. That's insane looking, right? Where's the runway? Couldn't tell you. It's out there somewhere. Alright.
1,000.
1,000. We're committed. Everything is still looking good. Speed is good. Rate of descent is good.
Approaching 0, 6.
Thanks very much, Jemima, but I can't see it. Oh, runway lights!
Oh, Jesus.
There's runway lights out there somewhere. Jesus, there they are. Look at the friggin' crab look. Lads, look at this. Jesus. It's totally fine. Nothing to worry about at all, Jemima. We're sideways. Right. My airplane.
300.
Easy. Jesus. Get her down.
200.
Jesus, the wind. The wind.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Who's pressing those buttons?
100.
Oh, Jesus. Easy.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Oh, Jesus.
10.
We're sideways.
Caution, on taxiway, on taxiway.
We're not on the taxiway at all. What are you talking about? Reversers, bloody hell. 294 feet, and we probably hit the friggin'...
Can I get a refund?
There's no refunds. Jesus. Bloody hell. Oh. We made it, we're alive. Windscreen wipers effect, brilliant. .40 knot crosswind though, like, I mean, for God's sake. Look at the weather sockets, like, what? Wendy, I can fly!
Yeah, baby.
Bloody hell. Welcome to Shannon. That was nuts, lads. Nuts. Right, lighting. Steady. And the rest is fairly good. Am I a Ryanair captain? Right? So what we'll do the return leg. We'll head back up to Dublin now. And we'll just put it into like a very quick change around mode. We have sufficient fuel on board. 13 loaded. The weather's nuts, isn't it? The sim freeze on touchdown, right? On taxiway. We weren't on a taxiway. So's your face. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good.
Did we land or were we shot down?
What?
Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may already know, we have hit our destination. Please remain in your seats until Captain Kangaroo Murphy bounces us to the terminal and brings the aircraft to a screeching halt against the gate. And once the tire smoke has cleared and the warning bells are silenced, we will open the cockpit doors so you can give him a piece of your mind. You'll easily spot him. He is the one still trying to get past page 10 of the flight manual with the wig and Crocs. We'd like to welcome you to Honolulu International Airport, where the weather is 30 degrees. But unfortunately, you bought tickets to somewhere else. We have arrived 10 minutes ahead of schedule as Captain Maniac Murphy thinks he's Maverick.
What?
Please be careful when opening the overhead bins, because shift happens. As you exit the plane, please make sure to gather all your belongings. Anything left behind will be distributed evenly among the crew. We hope you enjoyed giving us your business as much as we enjoyed taking you for a ride. Again, my name is Jemima, and thank you for choosing Firefly Air for your flight today. We hope you enjoyed your flight. If you didn't, my name is Bob, and you were riding with Osprey Airways. Slán. Agus Bannocht leave.
Jesus! British, he was just like, what did you say? Nothing, nothing. Brilliant. British Avgeek could be like, what did you say? Nothing. We heard something. Barras, oh, I know. Is it Barrazaver? You're very welcome in. VA anger. It's bit of crack, lads, isn't it? Bit of crack. Jakey, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Right, we're going to do the return leg. We're going to go from Shannon back up to Dublin, right? What do you think of this aircraft so far, friends? Are you liking it? Dublin Tower is on. So how about some VATS image? Will we try and do this on the network for the... Oh, Shannon is on as well, is it? Dublin South is on. Oh wait, hang on, the whole friggin' the whole shebang is on, lads. Brilliant, right, we'll do a bit of ATC here now as well. Where are we going? Get in there on the left. Yes. Easy now. Easy now. Easy now. Stand 3-4 into Shannon. Why the devil not? And hold it there. Parking brakes engaged. No. Jesus, Murph. Parking brakes now engaged. Any friggin' closer now just wouldn't do. Do you know what I mean? Bring your flaps in, you muppet. Right. Now APU should be on. APU generator come alive. APU bleed activate. Go. Engines are in the off position. We'll go ahead and kill them. Listen to the sounds. Jesus though. Aren't they absolutely insane? Right, bit of VATSIM here. Let's see. I need one of them. And I need a pen. A pen. A pen is needed. I don't know what's that. They're not mine. Oh look, they go green as well. I can do the whole move it this way, you muppet. Ah, brilliant. I didn't know they changed colour. Right, where's my pen? There's me pen. Right, APU is good. Seatbelts. Good. Packs, leave them on. And let's see now, can we start putting in a brand new flight? So, initialization. Index. Ident. Position index. Right, okay, that's going to be all the new stuff. Let me see here now. Let's go to system page. Let's go to back. Let us go to ground support. And we'll get some chocks in. We'll leave the GPU. We're not going to need it. Next page. That wasn't the next page, I'm Muppet. Next page. Forward air stair. Get in there. Set. Page up. Ground support. Put the chocks in play. Thank you. Let us go to doors and get the aft. No, not aft. Balls. Right forward. Left forward, isn't it? Left forward. You'll get the hang of this now in a minute, Murph. Now we're threshing. Now we're threshing. Right, okay, so cancel the caution. Let's get some VATSIM on, lads. Hopefully this all works. It's very pretty, this, isn't it? Isn't it brilliant? This or the Phoenix? Ooh. Right, I'll need to do a flight plan and all that jazz. Right, give us a second, lads. Little boys' room. Talk amongst yourselves. We're going on to VATSIM. Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
So look at this big E just... Hello there. I mean, I literally leave you alone for 2 minutes and you're already causing havoc. Look. Jesus, you can do nothing. Right, let's have a look. Copper New, good to see you. We need a comfort break after that. Ah, Gibbo, good to see you. Thought you were supposed to have a spanner in your hand right now. Oh, behave, as she said to the bishop. So, messing around with the 7.3 Max, and, well, there's a bit of VATSIM coverage on, so we're going to jump on to VATSIM. So let me see. Simbrief. Let us plan a new flight. And let's see what happens here. So we are Firefly Air 235, departing Shannon, heading to Dublin. And we're 737-8, but we're the max. What's Dublin? It's arriving 10 left, I'd say, is it? 10 left. Yeah, that'd be right. Let's have a look here now. The Oscar 3 Golf arrival. All right. What's our altitude going to be? I'd say 15,000 is going to do us. Right, generate that. Let's see what happens. We're going to Dublin. And, well, I'm going to need some frequencies here as well. So let's have a look. So, cost index 30. That's grand, that's grand, that's grand. And pre-file on the network. Over to VATSIM, please. Pre-file on the gadget. Yeah. Flight plan. So, Firefly 235, off the blocks, altitude 15. Flight plan filed. Tango. And Navigraph. Flight, unload, import, new flight. Shannon to Dublin. Horse it in. I'll do it over here as well. Unload, import flight from Simbrief, and it's Shannon to Dublin. Right, friends. 10 left arrival into Dublin. That's what we want. And it is a departure out of Shannon on runway 06. Right, connect to VATSIM. 738. What'd you put in for the max? What's the what's the airline ICAO for a max? M, is it? It's not coming up. B38M. Good man yourself, Larry. You're back in the wheel. Now, where do we want these sounds? Let's see. Mixer. Alright, let's see what happens here. So we are connected. Shannon 8 is 130-995. 130-995. Right, 130. 995. 955.
Hey, good money.
130-955. 130-955. That's in. I've no audio. 1 second now. Let's have a look. Aaron, thank you very much indeed. Welcome in. I don't believe it. He just went offline.
Hello?
You're absolutely having a laugh. Did Shannon just go offline? He did. I don't believe it. Bloody hell. Why did they do that? We're just about to go flying. Now we've no freaking ATC. Well, feck that for the game of soldiers. 122.8. Yeah, Dublin, the whole lot went off. No door. Jesus, Gimbo. That's brilliant. Is there anyone online down here? Let's see. Let's see. Ah, that's so upsetting. There they were until suddenly there they weren't. Ireland just went offline. Flick of a switch. Right, it's grand. They might come back online. Somebody send them an email. Tastes of iron brew here as well, look. I want to say it's a tasty beverage, but iron brew is absolutely Well, I'm not going to tell you what I think about it, right? They saw me coming, yeah. Is Josh or Adam around, no? I could use say intentions, yes. We're going to have to use say intentions now, aren't we? Right, get off the network. Sorry, Vatsin, but you let us down something terrible. Now, let's see if this works. Say intentions is your name, and say intentions is our game. Let's see if this works. Jesus. Waiting for a simulator. Settings. Yes. Identity. Boeing. No, hang on. Aircraft model. Boeing. Oh, Christ. Long call sign. Record. Test 1 2. Your microphone is unavailable. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Test 1.
He sounds like a lovely fella, that lad, doesn't he? What if we use the game deck and turn it on, Murph? Turn on the game deck. Hang on. Test 1 2. Your microphone is unavailable. Ah, Jesus. Right, we'll use the other one. Testing the testing.
Testing.
Right, okay, it knows what we're doing, right? Controls. Forget what all these do. Forget what that does. Intercom. Let's not bother with him. There's an update due for this anyway. Okay, so let me see. CTAF, ground, radar. It's going to be ground, 121.8. Can we get an ATIS? Why is he screaming? I don't know. Nobody knows. Let's have a look here. Say intentions. 130995.
-6. Caution bird activity. Visual approach is in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if basic information service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information India. Shannon Airport, information India. 1230 Zulu. Wind 130 at 15. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few at 1000 feet. Broken at 1500 feet. Broken at 5000 feet. Temperature 14. Dew point 12. QNH 1001. Transition level 60. Arriving and departing runway 06. Caution bird activity.
Bird activity.
Visual approach is in use. Advise on.
Right, let's see what happens here, right? Roy, I should have it here somewhere. I have a feeling this will release tomorrow, says 727.
ILS for runway 06, Vision Jet 9 Papa Alpha.
Let's give it a second. Where am I? 3-4? Shannon Ground, good morning. Firefly 235, Boeing 737 MAX, stand 34, information Tango, request IFR to Dublin.
ILS approach.
Pause, what was the...
Place for ILS approach runway 06, Vision Jet 9 Papa Alpha. 44 miles final.
Oh, you have information India.
India. I blocked someone. Shannon Ground, good morning. Firefly 235, Boeing 737-8, MAX, stand 34, information India, request IFR to Dublin. Right, let's see what this can do. Reference airport, Shannon.
Avialis Sakrana 235, information India is current. Cleared to Dublin via the Diga 3 Alpha departure, then as filed.
Departure runway 06. Initial climb altitude 5,000 feet. Departure on 121.4. Squawk 1523.
That's pretty fast. Why is it calling me that? Oh wait, I need to reconfigure something. What do we have to do for the Firefly Air thing, lads? Remember, because they were calling us Alianca Air. Was it FFM or something? I think it was FFM. Sorry, this is just like a say intentions thing. Yeah, FFM. Thanks, Ali. Simbrief. Let's edit this flight. So it's my flight number is FFM.
241 taxi departing via Alpha. Good day.
Right, let's see what happens now. We'll grab the new update.
Television Firm Kilo, runway 24, fully ready for takeoff.
No. I thought they fixed that. I don't think so. Alright, let that do its thing and let us...
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, runway 24 cleared for takeoff.
Right, okay. Right.
Runway 24 cleared for takeoff, Vision 4 Romeo Kilo.
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, contact departure.
Can I turn this up or down? Following applications need to be closed. Web view. Alright, Jesus, I could lose everything now, but look, let's say yes and see what happens. What add-ons are you currently using, Murph? I'm using Say Intentions. This is the iFly 7.3 Max. And then let's see what happens. Please ensure the applications holding files in use are closed.
77 heavy IFR to transfer deck. You have information. Yeah.
Right, get rid of that. Okay. Hopefully this works. Really liking the Max, lads. It's absolutely insane. It's excellent. Right, launch Say Intentions. Let's see if this works. If VATSIM comes back online again, I tell you, right, do you know, there'll be words. But I don't think they're coming back online. That's a pity. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens here. Right, so, ADIS, please.
E0 at 15. Visibility 10.
Mike is correct.
Sky
Clear to
conditions.
Cork Aerodrome
Few
via the
at
Kuru
1,000
tree.
feet.
A departure then is filed.
Broken at
Departure runway
1500
6.
feet.
Initial climb to 5,000
Broken
feet.
at 5.
Why am I getting two frequencies on the one channel?
2.12. QNH 1001. Transition level 60. Arriving and departing runway 06. Caution bird activity. Visual approaches in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and basic information services requested. Read back all.
Why is that happening? I'm getting
instructions. Advise on initial.
Right, 121.8. Let's see what happens here, right? Right, we'll try it again. Shannon Ground, good morning. Firefly 235, Boeing 737-8 Max. Stand 34, Information India, request IFR to Dublin. Let's see what happens. How is this compared to PMDG standards? It's better, Gibbo. It is, like, there's more going on with this aircraft. The sounds are also way better. Way better.
Firefly 235. Information India is current. Cleared to Dublin via the Diga 3 Alpha departure, then as filed. Departure runway 06. Initial climb 5,000. Departure on 121.4. Squawk 4452.
Cleared to Dublin via the Deegan 3 Alpha departure, runway 06. Initial climb altitude 5,000 feet. Departure 121.4. Squawk 4452 for Firefly 235. Ooh. Any ideas on pricing?
235. Read back correct.
Read back correct. Sweet. Right, okay, let's put in our route. What did you say it was? 4452? 4452. That's grand. Initial climb 5,000.
241 taxi to runway
And let's go ahead and put in our route.
Alpha.
So, route, can we request a flight plan? Flight plan is being requested. It is, Arto, this is Microsoft Flight Sim, yeah. I won't miss Randazzo's voice. Airspeed alive? Dougal, good to see you! Okay, flight plan load. This should be Dublin to, or Shannon to Dublin. Let's see what happens here. Shannon to Dublin, looking good. Runway is going to be that of 06. Invalid. Oh, look at this. You can. Why can you lift that up? Look at that. Why are you I'm lost now. Why can you? What's that for? Runway 6. Invalid entry. Okay, it doesn't like it. All right, let's activate it first. Firefly Air 235. Execute. There's another Firefly on frequency. I love that. Right, performance. Dupe. 12.8 will do. Reserves 1. Cost index 30. Cruising altitude is good.
Firefly 241.
There's another Firefly using say intentions. Isn't that brilliant? Cruise wind along the way. What are they giving us? 189 or 29?
Runway 24 via Bravo Charlie.
Firefly 241 has vacated from the 24. Yes, sir.
Now they'd never give you a stop climb at your transition level. But anyway, we won't get bogged down. We won't get bogged down with that. We're not going to derate. Flaps will be set for 5 on departure. Center of gravity is in. Let's go to our departure and arrival page. Runway 06 on the Deegan 3 Alpha. And our arrival into Dublin is going to be that of the Oscar 3 Romeo. Oscar 3 Romeo. I'm an Oscar 3 Lima.
TPM 850, Foxtrot Alpha 241, Shannon Tower, taxi to apron 5. 1 via Alpha cross runway 18.
That's not right.
Apron 5. Yes, sir. Cross runway 18. 5521.
ILS 10 left. Where's the Oscar? Oscar 2 Romeo.
On final runway 24.
Well, let's go with that. Is it IFBAP or all sex? All sex. All sex. Right, execute that. This should fix it. Care 85, good to see it. Right, let's see. Legs are looking good. Go back into our performance now. Route data is good. Request the winds. We're still on ground or GPU power, which is grand. We're going to get the doors closed. Ground support, we're going to
Skylux 713 taxi to runway 6 via Bravo Charlie. Hold short of runway 6 to Charlie. Report when run up complete.
We're looking good. Why is this unavailable? Because you left the chocks there, you muffet.
For the short runway 06, ready for departure.
Oh, why can't we use pushback? Hang on a second. That's all disconnected. Why can't we use the pushback, lads? Okay, we can use the default push, right? Let's see what happens. FMC reset. Load. Requesting.
SSA 241 runway 6 line up and wait.
Okay, legs. Looking good. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Where's our arrival? Oh, there it is. Okay. It's only taking us to Badav. Why is that? You know, we're okay. And Firefly 235 on stand 3-4, request push and start. Let's see what happens. Lights!
Firefly 235, push and start approved, face northwest.
Of course it asked me to do that. Push and start approved, facing northwest, Firefly 235. Now, do we have the other gadget on yet? I prefer, well, I won't say I prefer it, but like, you know what I mean? No, nothing. Nothing! Alright. Push and start has been approved. Can I not use this gadget? Why can't we use push and why can't we use the pushback here? Am I forgetting something, lads? Failures. Clear everything in case we're in trouble. Sim menu. Panel state. That's all fine. Pushback.
Scanning ground, Vision Newport, Romeo Kilo with information in the air, requesting IFR clearance, please, to...
Any idea why I can't use that, lads? No? No idea.
4 Romeo Kilo, Shannon Tower, I'll have your clearance in just a second.
You'll have your clearance in just a second. Right, okay. So push and start is approved. Quick check and everything. Brakes are okay. Transponder's already up and running. All this jazz for engine start. Leave it be. We're on the APU. APU is already running. Make sure the gens are active, which they are, just in case something terrible happens. 15,000 feet, so it's already copied all of that. Get the packs off. And we're going to look for a push. Okay. Hopefully this works. Off the brakes. Please give us a push. Special request, Murph. When you extend the flap to takeoff, can we get a window view to hear the sounds? Yeah.
Vision 4 Romeo
J9, thank you for the follow.
Tower information India is correct. Cleared to Gander Airport.
I don't know why
After
this isn't
departure,
working.
Fly radar vectors to Lupor, then as filed. Departure runway 24. Initial climb to flight level 180.
Chocks are removed.
Departure on 121.4.
Oh, there we go. We're live.
Squawk 1442.
Light him up.
Search to Gander, Looper, 3 Bravo, departure, initial climb, flight level 180, departure frequency 121.4, squawk 1442, vision for me.
Fuel coming in.
241 contact departure on 121.4.
Contact departure 121.4. Firefly 241.
Can I turn that down though? I mean, wouldn't that just be fierce handy? You can.
Firefly 241.
Brilliant! The volume knob works, lads. Fantastic. What are the graphics like actually in the sim? They look fairly good, Dougal. Try it on YouTube.
C414, Foxtrot Alpha 241, Shannon Tower firefighter. 2 for 1, cleared to Dublin via the OSGA 3B. Departure then is filed. Departure runway 24. Initial climb to 4,000 feet. Departure on 121.4.
Hey, Viper Strike, good to see you.
5267.
Okay, let's call that our push. Engage the brakes. Generator on for number 2. Light him up number 1.
Departure on 121.4, squawk 5267.
And 2, we're going to wait for about 20%. Light him up. Oh, yeah. Let's get some flaps in there. Man alive, that's good, isn't it? That is good. Alright, so, gens. All gens on. APU. Coming off. Packs back to auto. APU unit off itself. Everything here is looking good. Off the brakes. I need to fix our V-speeds. He told us to point to the northwest.
On course.
Primary heading flight level 250, flight heading 118 to a back here, and
Alright.
rule 1 when you're traveling. This is pilot 713, report to the established on course to a back here, departure.
Neptune 45 Golf, Shannon Tower, winds 150 at 12, runway 24, cleared to land.
We probably won't get LNAV.
Cockpit to land, Neptune 45 Golf.
Mr. TPHI, good to see you. Ash on the ground, Firefly 235, off stand 34, request taxi, runway 06.
Firefly 235, taxi to runway 06 via taxiway A, hold short of runway 06. Caution bird activity.
Taxi to runway 06 via taxiway Alpha, holding short runway 06, and roger on the bird activity. Firefly 235.
Runway 24.
Bird activity. Taxi runway 06 via Alpha, hold short runway 06, and roger bird activity, Firefly 235. Right, good. Good and good. Right, all run. Yes indeed, Jason, it is.
TPM 241, taxi to runway 24 via Hotel Delta.
Hotel Delta. iFly 241.
Actually, it can't be VNAV.
iFly 241. So we short runway 24. Ready for departure.
Yeah, it's very good, isn't it? Very, very good.
On the ground. Shamrock is 991, requesting pushback and start.
Very fancy. Right, next frequency is that of Tower. 118.7.
Approaching 06.
Where did we go? Data. Get out of data. 118.7, please.
7 ground. Shamrock 991, requesting taxi to runway 24.
Shamrock 991, taxi to runway 24 via Bravo. Hold short of runway 24. Contact tower on 121.8 when ready for departure. Cody Romeo, Hotel Alpha taxi departing via hold short of runway 24, then continue taxi via Alpha Hotel Delta. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Romeo said that for Roger.
Shannon ground, Firefly 235, holding short, runway 06 at Alpha.
Information in the air.
Jesus!
Please to Gander.
Vision for Romeo Kilo clearance.
Give us VATSIM!
Stand by.
There's always less people flying on VATSIM.
Romeo 6 via Bravo and Alpha. Report ready for departure. Firefly 241.
Shannon ground, Firefly 235, holding short, runway 06 on Alpha.
Cessna 241 winds 160 at 11, runway 6 cleared for takeoff. Firefly 235, runway 06, winds 130 at 15, cleared for takeoff.
No, you gobshite. You're supposed to put me onto the friggin' tower next. Oh, Jesus.
Romeo said Alpha clear the runway.
Shannon Tower, Firefly 235, holding short, runway 06 at Alpha. Ready for departure.
Firefly 235, Shannon Airport Tower. Runway 06, winds 130 at 15, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 06, Firefly 235.
Firefly.
TCAS system test OK.
Alright.
iFly.
Approaching 06.
Alright, we'll backtrack. Your wallet has gone. It's gonna file for a restraining order? Awesome.
On runway 24.
Don't worry, we're going to do a UE. Yeah, still no excitement.
Foxtrot Alpha 241, Shannon Tower. Say again your destination aerodrome.
Caution.
Short runway.
Runway.
It's grand, we'll be alright. Interesting runway elevation compared to the taxiway. Shannon, yeah. This was a backup site for the space shuttle. Irish coffee was invented down the road. Duty free was invented here at Shannon.
100 meters remaining on runway 24.
The RAS works, that's pretty good.
100 available. Approaching 06.
Yeah, fine, yeah. Call.
TPM 241, cleared to Cork Aerodrome via the Kourou tree. Be departure then as filed. Departure runway 24. Initial climb to altitude 8,000 feet. Departure on 121.4, squawk 6725.
On runway 06.
TPM Foxtrot Alpha 241,
right.
Shannon Tower, runway 24, cleared for takeoff.
She won't arm LNAV, see that?
241.
Why is that now? Right, auto throttle alarm. We're walking, talking, and we're squawking. Let's go flying. Engines. 40%. And let's toga the absolute bejesus out of it. Speed live.
TPM 241, contact Shannon approach on 120.2.
Little bit worried we don't have LNAV. Oh, the wind! Jesus!
120.2.
Scandinavian 260 contact departure on 121.4.
Rotate! The winds!
Scandinavian 260.
Jesus! Positive ready to climb. Get the gear in. Jesus, look at the winds! Here's that, Nav.
Skylog 71 descend and maintain 3000 report when established on the localizer for runway 24. Firefly 235, contact departure on 121.4.
Over to departure 121.4, Firefly 235.
Departure on 121.4. Contact departure 121.4.
Shannon departure, Firefly 235, passing altitude 1,600 for 5,000.
Firefly 235, Shannon approach, identified. Cleared direct Digan. Climb flight level 150.
Direct Digan, climb flight level 150, Firefly 235.
Thank you. Runway 26.
FFA 241 taxi to runway 6 via Charlie.
So what I'm noticing with say intentions, it's having a bit of a brain fart because as soon as they give you an instruction, they're immediate.
Correct readback. Continue as cleared to Dublin via the Digger 3 Alpha departure. Climb flight level 150.
Continue on the Digger 3 Alpha departure direct to Dublin, flight level 150, Firefly 235. See, like as soon as it stops talking. As soon as it stops talking, you have to jump straight into it. It's a bit friggin' nuts, isn't it? Anyway, We won't get bogged down with who says who about what.
Shannon Tower, runway 1921, ready for takeoff, runway 24.
Like, it's grand as a stopgap for VATSIM.
1921 Shannon, approach contact tower on 121.8.
Don't have you as high though. I like the way you can change the volume. Coming up on 5,000 feet, it's going to be over the standard mode. Look at that, 40 knots, lads. Jesus. Right, how are we looking? Good. Very good. What a beautiful jet. What an absolutely beautiful jet. Right, coming up to Deegan. Let's go VNAV.
PPM Foxtrot Alpha 241 Shannon approach. Roger.
Alright. Little Trader, hope you're well, man. It's been a while since you were in the 7-3 dust, really?
PPM Foxtrot Alpha 241 Shannon.
If you have an early first, LNAV doesn't arm on the ground. Right, let's see what happens. Oh, look at the state of that. That's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, whatever the same tension stuff is doing, because it's usually very good, yeah? But it's just as soon as they give you an instruction, someone else jumps in. And that's kind of bad radio telephony, because usually how it works is people let you finish the conversation. If you did that on VATSIM, they'd be given out to you. Do you know? Because you're putting too many you're putting too much information in there for them. Right, coming up on 10,000 feet.
Hello there.
Is that a click spot here? No? No? Yes, no. The Yogi, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Haven't flown a 7-3 since the Phoenix first launched. Dougal, something tells me, man, you're going to be getting back into some Boeing flying. I mean, this is exceptionally good. And it's not even released yet. We're not actually getting an anti-ice warning, but sure. Man, this is pretty. We will be breaking out of this mad cloud in a moment. What a beautiful looking plane though, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Can you do long hauls in the plane, says Paul? The range on this aircraft is about 3,500 nautical miles. You can do a little bit. You still have to manually enter ILS frequency and course. Yeah, it's all manual, Dougal. It's all manual. You actually reminded me, so when we get to Dublin, we want an ILS for 10 left. Approach 10 left. 109.55. Is that right? Yeah, 109.55. So 109.55, 109.55. VOR ILS 10955. There we go.
Flight 235. Expect the ILS runway 10 left approach into Dublin. OSGA 3 Romeo arrival. Advise ready to descend. Otherwise, I'll give you your descent in 10 minutes.
Okay. We'll expect the ILS runway 10 left approach into Dublin on the Oscar 3 Romeo arrival. Firefly 235. No messing there, lads.
Firefly 235. Expect the ILS runway 10 left approach into Dublin. OSGA 3 Romeo arrival.
We'll expect the ILS runway 10 left approach into Dublin, Oscar 3 Romeo arrival. Firefly 235. Now, what's our course needed? 09 or 7. All right. Isn't it only gorgeous though?
4 Romeo, Kilo Roger.
So he's going to he'll descend us in about 10 minutes. That's what you're saying, right? Look at the cut of this thing. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Hello there.
Jesus. Right, ATC is giving out to me. What do you want me to do? 13258 over to Dublin 132.58, Firefly 235. Dublin approach, Firefly 235, flight level 150. Muse, take it easy, man. Good afternoon. Right, Durham. Dublin approach, Firefly 235, request descend down to flight level 080.
Firefly 235, descend altitude 59080 feet.
Who? 59. You're drunk, Chief. Dublin approach, Firefly 235, request descent altitude 8,000 feet. You told me to go descend to 59,080 feet. You gobshite! That's wrong! Descend 8,000 feet, Firefly 235. .285, V-speed, down the hill, and start bringing the speed back. Right. That's what happens here. I'm not a fan of Boeing, but I'm getting this jet. Yeah, iFly, isn't it done really, really well? Akula, do we know if we get the 737 SimFX back? I don't know. I need to talk to Edson. For added realism, do all the main gear tires blow on landing? We'd have to be Ryanair for that. Was it Ryanair? I think it was. I think it was Ryanair.
235 cleared for the OSGA 3 Romeo arrival for the ILS runway 10 left into Dublin via OFLEX.
Bloody hell. Cleared for the Oscar 3 Romeo arrival, ILS runway 10 left via OSLEX, Firefly 235. He's cleared us in. Right, get that speed back. Speed brakes, rather. Not spoilers, they're not put up me flap. There you go. Oh, yes. Look at the cut of this, lads. Jesus. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? There's still no one on VATSIM. I can't believe we had the whole country lit up and then all of a sudden, nothing.
Firefly 235, contact Dublin approach on 119.555.
Over to Dublin 119er 555. Firefly 235. Dublin approach, Firefly 235, descending flight level 120 for 8,000 feet. They could have been testing for the 24-hour event. When is that starting?
Firefly 235, Dublin approach identified. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Jet Kid. You're only gorgeous. Right. Let's see how this is going to play out.
6.25, and 121.
Ah, Jesus, will you open the gadget? We can turn them... Oh, look at that. We can turn them off so we control them. I did see a bit of icing for him. Did you see that on the wing? Look, I'll show you.
Firefly 235, Dublin approach. Proceed direct sub-off. Descend and maintain 4,000. QNH 1005 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 10 left approach.
Where is he bringing me? Sub off. Bloody hell.
13 Alpha Mike. Established on the final approach.
Approach, an IFR landing over to Dublin.
Dublin approach, Firefly 235, proceeding direct sub-off, descend, maintain altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1005, until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 10 approach. The spiel is a little bit different, but sure, listen. Lights. Passengers. Cabin crew, seats for landing. All right. Let's see what we're doing. Get the speed down the road.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
He's working on a clearance. Stand by. This is say intentions.
Navy on 55 Alpha Bravo, maintain 3,000.
When is the 24-hour VATSIM event on, lads?
Same altitude. 3,500.
It's today, isn't it?
553 Alpha Bravo.
I think it is today. Jesus, put the nose down a bit more there, Murphy. You're never going to make that. Spoilers are out. Get the outspeed down there, Chief. And we'll go on to standard once we go under 6. Well, we'll go off standard. Hey, welcome back, man. We're doing something right anyway, lads. Do you know? I'll be back on at some stage flying this plane. This is too much fun. This is such a great aircraft to fly. It's friggin' ridiculous is what it is. Give us some Ryanair maybe liveries and we'll absolutely hockey the wing or the wheels out of it. You know what I mean? It's stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now, they'll probably give us 118.6 for Dublin, will they?
Scandinavian 4603, Dublin departure climb and maintain flight level 110.
1005 hectopascals. We're very fast. Get that speed out. We are 8 knots over the speed restriction. Jesus, lads, they're going to give out to us. Right. All is well in the realm.
Departure Scandinavian 4603, request direct to block.
And we'll give them a shout when we're fully established.
Scandinavian 4603, clear direct blocker.
Ryanair 99 traffic at your 10 o'clock, 4 miles. At flight level 3,000 feet, type unknown.
Type unknown, there's a UFO. Tim Dog, do you know the Southwest, either the American Eagle or that one they use for Hawaii? Beautiful, beautiful. Right, speed brake's in. Auto brake is set for 2. Arm the speed brake. Speed we're going to hold at 215. 4,000 feet until we're established on the localizer. So we're nearly at minute. We're looking good though, we're looking good. Flight level 3,000 feet, type unknown. Yeah, it says it all. When is that 24-hour event on? Oh, it's in 3 hours, says Larry. Right, okay. So that's a 24-hour event, all, like, with just coverage all over the shop. So, yeah. Get yourselves onto VATSIM, lads.
Hello there.
Hello there. Pilot the Baguette, you're very welcome in. Baguette. Was it? Yeah. Right, what are we doing here now? Look at the state of that view. Isn't that stunning, look? Look, isn't that gorgeous?
Ryanair 99, roger, maintain visual separation with traffic.
Approach Ryanair 99, inbound, I left runway 10 left.
Shamrock 252, flight level 240.
I mean, it's gorgeous, isn't it? That livery isn't bad either. I kind of like the colour.
Climb to 240, Shamrock 253.
Okay, right turn coming in. Drop the speed, allow it to cam itself down. Slots 1. Approach mode. Firefly 235 established, runway 10 left.
MROC 252, climb
Jesus.
and maintain flight level 240 approved.
Climb and maintain 240, Shamrock 252.
Fire.
For the ILS approach runway 10 left at Dublin. Contact Dublin Tower on 118.6 when ready to land.
Clear for the ILS approach, runway 10 left at Dublin. Contact Tower 118.6. Firefly 235. Dublin Tower, good afternoon. Firefly 235 established on the localizer, runway 10 left. We're almost fully established now.
Firefly 235, Dublin Tower, roger, continue approach.
Continue approach, Firefly 235.
Victor Dublin Tower, cleared to land.
Stop talking so fast!
Firefly 235, winds 160 at 15, gusting 26. Runway 10 left, cleared to land.
Gusting 26. Jesus. Clear to land, runway 10 left, Firefly 235.
Sure, on 119.555.
Right, flaps. Say intentions are great crack, but I need to turn you off now because you're not behaving. Right. It says single channel now. We can go for an auto land if we want. Will we try an auto land? We'll try an auto land, right? Flaps 5. Speed 180, flaps 10, gear. Gear down 3 greens, single channel. We're gonna go flaps 30 for this one. Seem to be a little bit high, but I reckon we're okay. Alright, we're set. Auto brake armed, speed brake armed. Continue approach.
Hello there.
Hello there. Matthew, good to see you, man. Jesus, look at the wind. Right. But there's the runway and there's our plane. Kind of explains everything, doesn't it? Right. Landing mode 3 set. This is an auto land procedure. Let us not get too worried now, lads. The plane will do the work. Yep. Let's see what it does. Can it get us out of trouble? Who knows? What do you reckon? What will the plane try to land us at? Nobody knows. This is all terribly exciting.
1,000.
1,000. It's behaving. Jesus, the wind hitting us, lads. 26 knots of a gust. The speed is good.
Approaching 10 left.
It didn't work, Dougal, an auto land. Well, it's behaving so far. Let's see what it does, right? I mean, this could end in tears, couldn't it? Seems to be doing all right. We're not touching it. The thing has its mind of its own. Trimming the Jesus out of it.
400.
Go on, you devil, you can do it. How many souls on board? There's 176 simulated.
300.
Easy now. What's she going to do? It's holding its speed. Look at that nose coming up.
200.
200. Mother of Jesus, look at this.
100.
Oh, Jesus.
50. 40. 30.
Right slow.
20. 10.
There's the road out. Flare. Don't kill us. Put her down, will you? Touchdown, 300 feet a minute, we'll take it. Jesus. Reversers. It did a reasonably okay job. 307 feet. It did it. Welcome to Dublin. All right. $300 is fine, lads. A bit of a nail biter though, because it was just not stable on touchdown. A gust of wind hit it and I was like, what the? But it wasn't terrible.
Hello there.
Oh man, it's so nice, isn't it? It's so nice. Elpad, good to see you, man. Alright. What do we need to do here now? All that's off. What do we think of this machine, lads? Do you like it? Do we think it's all fab and groovy? Nine out of 10. Where would you take points off at, Mr. Scoo? That's really freaking handy, isn't it? Lack of liveries? 10 out of 10 if you can flush it. There's definitely going to be more liveries on the way, Gibbo. Because I've seen some they were working on, right? That's all they have here at the minute. There's an update available, nice. That's all they have available at the minute, but like there's a lot more on the way. And like, you know, also lads, when it comes to the documentation, right? There's a lot. Like here's one of them. That's 106 pages of stuff. Right, so that's fairly detailed. Then we have an operations supplement of 71 friggin' pages of how everything works. Right? Then we have a manual for the EFB, 37 pages. Hello there. Right? And then we have 12 pages just for procedures. Right? And then the last bit of scripture we have is flight planning, and that's 3 pages. There's a lot of stuff in this. Joshua, it's not working yet. A-Cars. It does give you options for it, but I don't see it working yet. Some things are a bit clumsy. PMDG has less. Some click points are not tip-top. Yeah. But no, like, click spots seem to be fine. You know? At least from what I can see. Like, I haven't... There's nothing kind of broken that I can see.
Hello there.
You know what I mean? EU Ghost, welcome in. No release date just yet, my guy. Or price for that matter. I don't know what the price is going to be. It's a whole lot of airplane though. Like, Jesus, it's a whole lot of airplane. Three and 8. Alright, continue in. It knows who and what we are. Slow it up. Stop it there. Park and brake. Set. And parking is okay. Sweet. Okay, APU gens on, APU bleed on, and engines will now be coming offline. Engines off. The amount of stuff, isn't it mad? Ground power's on. APU coming off. Bleeds off. Electric pumps coming off. All right, all right. What a machine, right? The sounds are excellent. These are the best 737 sounds in the sim. Hands down, lads. Like, I think Phoenix has a little bit more eye candy. Like, the Phoenix will show you steam coming off the brakes. There's the APU coming offline. But, like, it's superb. And this isn't a review. We're not even at the review stage yet. This still hasn't been released. You know what I mean? Like, it's insanely good. Insanely good. The sounds are absolutely incredible. The systems modeling we have here, like, Jesus. Get the bleeds off. Recirc fans off. Trim air off. Fuel pumps off. Emergency lights off. Supply off. I suppose the last little trick is going to be that of the battery. Oh, that's standby. Leave that alone. And there we have back into a cold and dark setup. Isn't it the job though, isn't it? Isn't it the job? Any negatives? Like, ah, bloody hell, you can move the seats back. And for God's sake. And the armrests. Any negatives? Jesus, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna go digging into some of the procedures, like, you know, manual gear release and all this jazz. It has like this camera function, but they're only pictures. It's probably a limitation with the sim. But like, I think they should just load like a default picture if you open a door. You know what I mean? Like, the cabin is done very, very well. The sounds are absolutely friggin' awesome. You know? There is something here for like a media player. I haven't figured it out if we can work that or not. Passenger service, they're all off. There is something you could do here. I saw like a music player and all that jazz. Whether or not that works, I just don't know. Maybe flush the jacks, that's about it. ATC is back online now, is it? Oh, Jesus, it is. What time of day is it? 4:45. Shannon Control is online. Shannon Control is online. Yeah, I was thinking that top left or bottom right. There is click spots, but there's no power going to this. And we're on ground, sir. Oh, should we no power turned on? That's why. That's what it is. That's what it is. We'll activate the lights if modeled correctly. Yeah. Isn't it gorgeous? In-flight entertainment is off. What if we turn it on? And ground power. There we go. Now I don't know if they're going to do anything with this. You know what I mean? But it looks the job, doesn't it? It's just a superb aircraft. They've done a great job. Really have. Menu, system. We can go ahead now and put all stuff on. So like if you say ground support, page down, page down. You can open up the friggin' radome, right? All the pedo flags are in place. Engine covers. Like it's class, like it's absolutely class, you know? Is that the only livery so far? No, there's a handful already, but they're gonna put more into it. Like they're just gonna put more into it, you know what I mean? But yeah. It's really good, lads. I cannot like I don't have a release date, I don't have a release price, and what you see here is not necessarily reflective of the final release, but it's very good. Can you show us the options in the EFB? Like, the stuff you have going on in here. So airport map, which is great, you saw that, and you kind of have to load that database yourself using like a plugin, right? Performance, takeoff or landing, right? Terminal charts. This doesn't seem to be working, but the lads are saying there's an update. The ident page, this, well, it works. I don't know now, does this get its own update in Navigraph? I imagine it does. Yeah, it needs its own update, right? So I need to update all that nav stuff. Systems page. So like when you look at the sheer amount of systems, all the failures, saving and loading, that's like panel state. Now, I don't know if you save flight plan and save your panel status, does that mean then if you have a CTD, you can jump back in and load it up again? I'm not quite sure. If you go into the pushback, right, that's a little bit, it works now. Ground support is all the ground stuff, right? Extinguisher bottles, you can refill the stuff if you do have one, right? Put in the pins for your landing gear. APU cover if you want. The radome can be opened. Refuel. So you have to open the valves and set how much fuel you want. And then the door control. And like there's loads of door control. And the air stair, depending on the aircraft, I imagine you have an option there. ACARS, so it's put in my sim brief, but I don't think ACARS is working just yet. Application preferences. Sync, grand, minimum runway length, jet fuel. That's all grand. Acknowledgements or new files goes in there. Sim menu. Is there not another... Wasn't there other stuff I can do? Panel state. So your general options for your panel, metric system, US system, the type of engines you want, joystick sensitivity, independent nose wheel steering, so like a tiller, your TAT probe. I got 2 pages here. Display captaincy in VC'd. Built-in air stair. So if I set that, and if I go back here, let's just see if this worked. If I go to ground support, and I say page next, if I disconnect the air stair and set, and if we go into doors, and if I go to our own air stair, there's our own air stair now working. Look at that. Ah, that's brilliant, isn't it? So it depends. Like, we have a couple of options based on the probably the airline. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Isn't that pretty cool? In a box, man. Good to see you. Bobby, dude, it's awesome. That's pretty cool, look. So I like that. Right, what were the other options we were looking at? Panel state. And they're just general, right? Sun blinds. Wi-Fi antenna if you want it, right? Autopilot options. Takeoff roll mode, heading or wing. Bank limit below 200 feet. Like, you got a lot of options. Look at all the options we have. Enable single channel. Auto throttle disengage. Light flashing for airspeed deviation. Like, bloody hell. Our PFD, rising runway. 80 knot speed bug. RA round dial. Integrate Q command bars. Nav display. Track on top. Heading on top. Range arcs. Show all traffic. Why not? Our MFD. Oil quantity. Time to inhibit EGT. Like, bloody hell. Look. Isn't there lots? I think it's better. I think it's better. I think we got... Like, this is similar to what we get in PMDG. Yeah? Ground proximity warning. So look, all your callouts, your V speeds. Our RAS system. Same as panel. We can set when they're going to warn us for stuff. Runway end call out. Approaching runway. Distance remaining. Trigger at 500. So we can change all of these ourselves. That's a nice touch. Control display unit. Gross weight entry inhibited. Takeoff bump thrust. Radio auto tuning. Radio auto tuning. Nice. ACARS. SimBrief API or SimBrief text. Wind data source as well. So that's where your ACARS goes. SimBrief text. I don't know what that is. Other systems. IRS, realistic, instant, fast, custom time. Parking brake can be simple mode or realistic, as in you got to push the pedals down and then lock it. High altitude landing settings. Enable a HUD. Enable non-certified glide slope channel. Enable the HUD again for the crack. Beacon flash rate. The beacon flash rate. And then miscellaneous. Intelligent cruise. That's pretty cool. So once you get to your cruise, it'll automatically start accelerating time. Cabin sun visors. I might put them on open. And I'll set that myself. Emergency lighting, floor proximity lights. Make them green for the crack. Sim captain and barrow, headphone simulation, and auto set trim. So there's a lot of creature comforts in this. You know what I mean? Now, when it comes down to our HUD, I don't see any options here that we can change. We can change the brightness for sure. And there is a little click spot. See the background? That's kind of nice, right? Now, we can see ILS. This will go based on what we're using here, I would imagine. Or where would we change that now? I don't know how we change that. But it's great to see a HUD. Like, you have the option there if you want it, you know what I mean? Not a fan of a HUD. There's other click spots here, and I'm trying to figure out what they're going to be used for. So, like, look down here at your... look at this, look. I mean, that's usually when you're going to take the unit out, right? There's a ton of click spots. Like, there is a lot of detail, isn't there? There's a lot of detail. Like the manual gear extension even. I mean, look at the detail in here, look. Oh, Jesus. Let's not mess with that. What else do we have? Like the jump seat is there. I mean, you can click on doors and doors open. The windows open. And you get that noise difference outside. Any word on 2024 support? So I saw them saying, Gibbo, they're releasing it first in 2020. They want to release it as a free update in 2024, but they haven't seen the SDK yet, so they actually don't know what's involved. That's what they want to do. Whether or not, if they can do it, I think that's going to be the challenge. This will work in Flight Sim 2024 as a 2020 aircraft. So what you see here is going to work inside Flight Sim 2024. Should do, right? Yeah, I didn't see an option for the eyebrow windows. Did not see an option there. Like, you can move your lights around. Like, you can do so much stuff with this. And again, it does have this, like, it'll pause the sim just by clicking there. Like, that's creature comfort stuff. You know, you have a little light for your compass up here, look. Now, shouldn't there be, like, blinds on the front, no? Your handlebar is there, but... how does one get the blinds in? Maybe they're not modelled. I don't see any blinds on the very front of the aircraft. Because I've seen them before. If you want these ones, that's just nuts, isn't it? Like, even the sounds are brilliant.
Hey, good buddy.
Look for them in the storage compartment. No, I went looking, I couldn't see them. I think on the 7th, on PMDGs, they're buried in there, you know. I reckon quite a few airliners are being held until 2024 comes out. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. But like, if this machine is, this is excellent. I think everyone is like, if you're, what's that click spot? Oh, it's the door. Like, whatever you're, you know, whatever you like flying, I really think everyone is going to get enjoyment out of this, because it is high fidelity from what I can see. I mean, it can do an auto land. It followed its VNAV profile. The autopilot works very well. All the systems work as expected. It sounds absolutely great, and you can hand fly it. Like, it's. I think it's very, very good. You know. I don't believe the Max has eyebrows. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they've done an incredible job here, and it's not even out yet. It's not even out, you know. Where'd you hang your jacket after your walk around, right? But yeah, lads, I think it's superb. I really do. Yeah, we can open up the radome and check it out. And depending on the type of flying you want to do, different ranges. It's nuts, like, it's nuts. So. It's all about a preview. The performance of the aircraft in the sim, on my sim, this is smooth as butter. I mean, I don't see it any better or worse than, say, PMDG stuff. It's just very, very smooth. I'm getting a high frame rate. You know, there's no friggin' pausing or stuttering or any of that jazz. It just behaves itself. There's one or two graphical glitches. I think that's to do with frame gen, though, especially with night lighting, you know. But yeah, like, I mean, you can open a window. You can mess around with the friggin', you know, this crack. And there's sounds for everything. And the cabin is just beautiful. You can open the bins, look. All of them. Do you know what I mean? It's just done really, really well. And I think once this thing is released, you guys are going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm sure there's things, I'm sure there are. Like, there's probably some stuff not following it exactly the way it should in the real life. And that's going to be expected, right? I mean, it's not fully released yet. I haven't found anything. That's not to say you know, I won't find other stuff. Today was my first time flying this under IFR conditions, following a flight plan. So flying it as an airliner. Manual landing, it's a little bit giddy. Auto land, it depends on what the weather is doing, right? But I think it's superb. I really, really do. And the fact that they have like, that's a good old EFB they got working there as well. You know? Like, look, you can move the lights, look. I didn't even know that was a light, so I'm after finding something new. You know what I mean? Like, it's very, very good, isn't it?
Hey, good money.
Tis awesome. Absolutely awesome. Does the weather radar move if you turn it on? You can kind of do stuff with the weather radar, but I haven't been able to get it display on the screen. Like, you have stuff down here. But, you know, it doesn't seem to do anything. Like, the testing buttons, the sounds are excellent. You know, the stab trim as well, we can override the MCAS stuff. And anyone knows the story of the Max, that's important, right? What else do we have? Maintenance only for a test. That's another button we just found. You know, you can move the friggin' rudder pedals, right? You can adjust those. The seats move. I don't know why that's modeled. Maybe it's just that's what they are. I mean, that's designed for lifting out the FMS, right? Sounds are just spot on. And like the textures for me, I really don't see any issue. I think they're okay. Like down here at the footplate, I mean, yeah. I mean, they're supposed to be screw heads, right? I mean, they don't look great. But I don't really see an issue, lads. I mean, for me, there's no real issue. I think there's a decent trade-off with the stuff that you're not necessarily going to be fixating your gaze at. They're going to have to peel back on the quality, right? But Jesus, for everything that I'm looking at, this is very, very good. This is like, it's very, very good. And the lighting in the cabinet's superb. Now, whether or not this will work with GSX and you get some, you know, if you get passengers rambling around and all that, that could be pretty cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely on your list. It flies so nicely. And because you have those incredible immersive sounds, it just puts a smile on your face. You rev up the engines on this thing, man, a lot. You feel it. You can actually feel the sound, like, you know. And give yourself something mad like Dolby Atmos, you're nuts. You're away with it. I suppose you can get the coffee machine to work. But like in terms of the systems and modeling of what it can, oh look, what's all this for now? Are they just hooks for hanging up stuff? Yeah. There's more click spots, look. There's more lights. There's a lot of stuff to explore here. I really, really like this airplane. It's just incredible. It'd be very interesting to see the price. Yeah, I think so. I mean, they have a huge opportunity here. You know what I mean? They have a huge opportunity here, iFly has, because this is that good. I now want to know the next aircraft they're working on. So, if they can turn it around and, you know, release this thing at a price point that's better than the competition, you know, is this thing going to be value of the century, considering it's so close to flights in 2024? We already have high fidelity 737s in there. Granted, we don't have the MAX yet, but Asobo are building their own MAX for flights in 24. I flew that. I flew flights in 2024 and I flew the new MAX. It's nothing compared to this. Nothing. Not a hope. I have a video of it. You can check it out. Like, this is next level stuff. This is ridiculous. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the story. Right, lads, we're going to go for the afternoon because I've stuff to do, but I want to thank you all so very much. I'll probably jump on tomorrow a bit more flying, right? And maybe more on this. VATSIM is live today for 24 hours, so who knows what's going to happen. Do be sure to jump in, though. And it should be a busy day across the world with VATSIM. Terribly exciting. So make sure you have some flying to do. And once I get some more information regarding this aircraft, the security of it is good as well. What it looks like, it needs this plug-in to be like connected to the mothership, right? But yeah, I'll be back on at some stage. We're going to go over now and say hello to Alison Johnson. She gave us 25 subs earlier on. She's absolutely mad. And Ali continues on with her flight. So let me see here now. Press some buttons here now. Yes, bird in a plane, tracing back the steps of Curtis Taylor. And she's going out to mad places. So we're going to go over and say hello to Ali. But lads, thank you all so very much indeed. We will catch you at some stage. I'll be back on at some stage. You know the crack with me. But there'll be some more iFlying action for sure. So anyway, until then, good luck to you. Oh, we've got a gun sight. This is a beta, so I'm not too worried. It looks great though, doesn't it? Listen to this.